There we go. We are live with episode 2 is what I decided to call it, of Wicked Ones.
Yeah, it's like 0.2.
It's gonna I'm just gonna go with 1 and upwards from now on, I think. Unless we
Yeah.
have
Less
Okay.
this one's a bit like if we have a session 0 and then we're done with all the session 0 stuff after it, I'll call it episode 0 or session 0. But Wicked Ones is a bit odd because it sort of is a multi-session tutorial kind of thing. So it's weird enough
Yeah.
that I'm gonna just call this episode 2. We had some actual narrative that was us playing the characters in the previous one, so I think I'll just go forward with that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last time we talked about the world. We are on the internet. Did we come up with a name for our meta game that's happening?
I want to say yes. I tossed one in there, but I don't
Right.
remember what the hell it was.
Yeah, like Righteous Ones, I think was said.
Right. Valiant Ones,
Sure.
it turns out, is the name for the good guys, Wicked Ones, if we want to call it that.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
All right, well, whatever. Okay, so we are in the weird VR roleplay MMO with AI-enforced hard roleplay rules.
Yeah. We're on the roleplay server where we have to roleplay, but this is, think Lord of the Rings Online, where you can play as the orcs and stuff, kind of like that, where we are playing the bad guys, where most people play the good guys.
Given the bad guy headsets.
Yeah,
yes, that's what we think.
we got the golden tickets to, except they were like bloody and probably smelled of burning flesh or something like
and
that.
evil. Yeah. Then we made
Monsters
characters.
Hell of a marketing team.
We have three kobolds and one gork.
Gorklin, I believe.
Gorklin. Orblin.
I think we went with Gorklin, Marissa.
One,
it's your
like
character.
I will answer to any of the above.
I'm not. It's not going to be consistent.
It's not.
Yeah, and then three kobolds. All of which have some evil powers.
We all are in evil like coats. We just need a giant trench coat now.
Yeah, you all have the starting cloak of darkness.
Oh,
We should
speaking
sew
of
them
which,
together and be a giant of
if it's
evil.
good, I'd like to actually put the starting cloak of darkness on my character sheet and make it my defense, because I don't think eye stuff is going to come up. Can I make my ear defense against being seen due to the starting cloak of darkness?
Sure. Yeah, it's an item.
Okay. Being seen.
Every dark
and I'm calling
character.
it, yeah, the starting cloak of darkness is what it's called. I'll switch my bag of loose parts to it. And then switch my canvas bag that I didn't know what to do with. No, my magnifying glass back to my bag of spare parts. I'm good. I did notice one other thing. Oh, continue. It'll come up later as we go through this.
So, after we made characters, we then decided that we are going to be making a forge-type dungeon, interested in crafting and evil creations. Crafting evil. Make the evil you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
We did that. We figured out what we wanted, so we made our wish list, basically, for the dungeon. And then we had to go on House Hunters and find a dungeon.
To find the perfect place that was right for us.
Love it or
and that
list
was
it.
on top. Yeah, that happens to be on the top of a spooky, evil, dark, cold mountain.
Yep.
A previous dwarven forge that was occupied by the husks of dead dwarves, brought back to life by the spirit of industry, and their giant lava robot overlords. You kicked them out. In the process, you collapsed most of the dungeon. All you're really left with is the grand entryway and, like, that first room. But now, we're going to spend 3 to 4 months renovating. We're going to flip this dungeon.
We're gonna call in some twin guys. One's a contractor, one's a realtor.
Oh no, no. You have your crew. There is about a football team's worth of little leathery winged guys in helmets that are your imps that are gonna be doing most of the physical labor in this.
Yeah.
I do foresee the kobolds taking turns yelling at them through every single task.
Mm-hmm.
With some
Indeed.
We have to put them in
angry
their place.
gestures by Blank as well, our one non-kobold.
Every
It's
so
just
often there may be pointing.
I figured a couple like arrows will get very, very close to an imp when they stray too far from the group.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, we will be drawing the dungeon, I believe is the phase we're entering. The one thing I was going to mention is there is a tier 3 room that we chose, and I may have been the only one to forget about this. We don't have the tier 3 room complete right now. We only have it partly complete, but it's missing materials that we'll probably have to complete it via a raid later, according to what I saw in the book. Yeah. So our dreams of a dirigible are temporarily dashed.
I almost forgot. We also came up with the master plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
There's 6 steps to the master plan.
That makes sense.
There's
6 parts to build: the torso, the 4 limbs, and the head.
Yeah. The step 1 y'all decided is grow the horde, which is every master plan step 1. You got to gather resources, materials, minions, the souls of the damned, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then you're going to gather knowledge separately from growing the horde, so you have to find evil dark robot secrets, I guess. Step 3 is build a robot. Step 4 is test the robot. Step 5 is make a statement, and that could go so many ways.
Yes.
And then step 6 is kaiju super weapon. Not really sure how step 5 leads into step 6.
You know,
but we're gonna play to find out.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we revealed the Death Star 2 as not fully operational, but it actually is.
Yep.
And it has arms and legs and
yeah, it unfolds from a sphere into a sphere-shaped robot.
It's a Bakugan.
Oh my, yes! Are you really gonna Bakugan?
I don't know what that is. I'm referring to.
It's like a droideka.
I'll tell you later.
It's like Beyblades, except not spinning tops, and it's a Pokemon that is a marble.
That sounds like it's not as good as Beyblades because it doesn't have spinning tops. I got really into Beyblades.
Loaded marbles into it, and you shot the marbles at the other one, and when it hit the shield, it would go down, and you lost your Bakugan battle.
Yeah, I keep trying to convince
I prefer
Beyblades. I keep trying to convince bars to let me host a Beyblade night, and then they ask me if I know anything about Beyblades, and I have to say no because I don't.
No one knows anything about Beyblades.
I just think it'd be very fun to host a Beyblade night.
Beyblade night?
Yeah, like a Beyblade tournament.
So many people would lose fingers.
Did you know Beyblades are still a thing? My friend's elementary school kid got really into Beyblades 2 years ago. Like,
it's interesting.
Yeah,
that's a
Beyblades.
Weird time to get into
apparently,
Beyblades,
they released a new
sure.
Beyblades TV show. I think is what it is. A new Beyblades cartoon, and so it made waves.
I think I've seen the pair.
So I do believe we have to draw the dungeon. The dungeon begins with a tier 1 room. Tier right? There's a list of the rooms you start with,
and I've written down the list under our notes for our dungeon sheet. So a tier 1 room.
In that order, do they?
No. So we can pick. No. We're going to go around in order and pick from any of these on the list. We'll probably put the list on the map, and then we'll cross them out as they get picked and drawn. A tier 1 room, a tier 2 room. Our tier 3 room, which we kind of already chose, so someone can pick that if they want to. A tier 1 creature lair, a tier 1 lock, a tier 1 trap, a tier 1 trick, and our sanctum. which is where the final battle will take place. In addition to that, I believe, Indigo, you will or have already rolled to see what discovery we find, and then we'll draw that at some point during this on the map.
Where's the discovery bit?
Where's the table to roll it, or where's the text that says that?
Yeah, because I thought that was a like downtime thing where you find discoveries.
No, I think just the first discovery, it says
One discovery is in the dungeon, the rest of them are downtime things.
Ah,
the
okay.
starting
I knew
one.
discoveries existed. I just forgot about the starting one. So where's that? Let's roll that.
Page 311, 312, it says draw the dungeon.
And 197 is the one that details out what tier 1 and tier 2 rooms are.
Yep. Page 170, actually. Sorry, 311 just says draw the dungeon and then refer to page 170. So it says during step 4 of build the initial dungeon. This is page 171. GM draws the outside area as the first step of it.
Okay.
And then you roll a discovery, but can then draw it in at any point during this. And then we start taking turns.
Yeah, the discovery is going to be just. You're right. It does say GM rolls a discovery. Yeah, we're going to do we're going to put the discovery in after you build your perfect dungeon, because that seems like the most fun way to
just add
in
an extra thing at the end, like
yeah.
It's done. Sir, a wall has collapsed. There's an additional room.
Can we do like one away from the end so that the last person has to scramble and try and fix whatever mess has been made, but they have no time to actually do it?
Well, Indigo's going to know what it is in advance, I think was the intent, and then can decide when to ambush us with it.
Now, I am trying to figure out where the chart is.
That's a good point.
And then I have a question. So we have a tier 1 creature lair. Is that our imps, or is that a separate thing?
Creatures are neutral. Like, they are not under us. They are all other denizens of the dungeon, and they tend to be hostile to anyone who enters, unless we can find ways to befriend them or manipulate them.
Yeah, the gelatinous cube will eat you too. Like, don't
that kind of thing.
Can it just be like leftover zombie dwarves?
We'll figure it out. We can decide. Whoever picks the room can kind of
whoever picks the tier 1 creature layer gets to pick the tier 1 creature.
Discoveries seem to be on page 204. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Well, the list is 207, but they start on 204.
Yeah. It says you typically will start with a 2-die fortune roll to decide if it's a good or bad discovery, which is fun. And then there's a bunch of different tables beneath that for exactly like bad ones, mixed ones, and successful ones, kind of thing.
I'm looking at tier 1 locks, tier 1 traps, and tier 1 tricks. Do we have somewhere where it's easy to see what the mechanical differences between those things are?
In terms of tier, that's just the number of dice that...
yes. The difference between a lock, trap, and trick. And I would be interested in placing one over.
A lock will make it less likely the adventurers will enter the room. A trick will influence the adventurers' behavior. And a trap will try to kill them.
Okay.
Just varying levels of fuckery.
Yeah. Oh, I had an idea, Indigo. This is a general campaign thing, so run it by everyone. But because it's a video game thing, and presumably adventurers can respawn, though not with their gear, I imagine they either have to remake it a character or something. I like the idea of recurring characters or recurring adventurers that come back later at a higher level after we killed their previous character to try and get revenge.
Oh, no, it's an Iron Man MMO. Like, you die. You have to start back
yes,
level
but
1.
the player will make Paul the Reverend 2 or something like that at the end of their name. It's just like, yeah, this is my new character. I'm gonna go in and like
Revenant the 2nd, and then it goes to the 3rd, the 4th.
Yeah, and they're just. I'm imagining there might be some returning characters, despite the fact that there's not supposed to be.
No, this battle killed me, so I will wipe this battle until.
Yeah. An oath of vengeance has been sworn.
Around this area.
No, my twin brother was slain in this dungeon.
I figured out the discovery.
Oh,
ooh,
good.
Ooh,
fantastic.
Well,
I will take a turn somewhere in this and doodle in a silly room.
Good.
Okay. Where do we want
Logistically
to?
speaking, as far as start goes, because of how Roll20 maps expand, either the top or the left should be the
The
entrance to the dungeon.
Why not the top left?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Top left can work.
Yep, we can start in the top left and just draw around.
That entry. Well, no, that entry hall, whatever it'll have to be, will have to be a room for it to actually exist, I guess.
Okay, I'm going to add text that says, I'm going to add text to the very top left, I think. And it's just going to say,
I'll put the text on the right.
we can move it around.
Yeah.
And that actually might be the best way to do it, is just drop text in for room title, and then we figure out how they fit together once they're all on the board.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure with, like, we'll look at each type, it explains what each type does, but I think with creatures, we might not decide what the creature is. Also, I'm pretty sure every time the creature dies, the room is empty, and then later on another creature moves in. So it's a whole thing. Make it bold, easier to read. Okay.
Creature 190.
Yep.
Oh, you can attract creatures. You can create creatures.
Yeah, I can create creatures in the future. We'll add new creature layers as time goes on, and we tier up.
Actually, creature creation is you attract creature, unnamed, then you create it.
Okay, so it is something we do decide then to make sure.
I think this first time at the very least, and then, yeah, not sure.
Okay.
Now, when you have a vacant layer, one new creature can be attracted to your dungeon each recovery.
Yeah.
So this one I think is just random, but if it goes away, or we have another vacant creature layer, we can use downtime to create a creature to put in the room.
Do we want to move this list like over here?
That's where I was going to put it, and then someone else said no, put it in the top right. But if that, I'll wait till the entrance is drawn and see how things go.
Okay.
If
I
the bridge
think
into
that
the
is
dungeon is here, then I'll put it in the top left. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my plan. That's the
Perfect.
like little landing, and dungeon.
Okay. There's a drawing guide, which we will figure out later. We'll do that. If someone feels like cleaning up the art, then do it later. Because that will slow things down a lot.
This is the entry to the dungeon, and then it goes left from there.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go.
I mean, as I look at the tier 2 rooms, and I realize that we can only build back towards our sanctum, there's one room that makes the most sense to have up front, and that's a guard post.
Do you want that as our tier 1 room?
It has to be tier 2.
Oh, tier 2 is our guard. Yeah, we do get a tier 2 room. I think a guard post makes the most sense to assign first.
Yeah, let me see. Where?
This is going to be more dungeon. To be fair, I believe, y'all are free to correct me, this should be a little bit more dungeon anarchy where people are pushing their own agenda to build what they want. So I think someone just needs to grab a room and slap it down.
Marissa, you brought up first.
Right,
I think you go first.
I'm building a guard room right at the front. Okay. I will figure out how to draw
For simplicity's sake, I think we'll go in overlay clockwise order, which means it'll be me, then Zen, then Jordan, if that is good.
Works.
Okay.
Grabbing the major tier of room.
That's fine. Are you drawing boxes?
Yeah, it's the dwarven, finely carved entryway.
Oh, okay. I thought Marissa was drawing boxes for her.
No, I'm doing the one thing I can, which is the nice dwarven carved entryway after the bridge.
Are we going to be doing all of the drawings in black, or?
I was thinking we should keep them all black just for visibility.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then I do have, if you want to, there's the guide in the thing, but I do have all the silly little drawings.
I think let's clean it up. We'll probably clean it up in between sessions as well and make it look nicer.
I'm sure we will.
Okay. I know I can. Aha! I will get this going.
So you're building a guard post, or you're having us build a guard post.
Yeah.
Actually, you know
when
what?
we have minions, it will be manned by them. We do not have minions yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, I think I'm just going to take this. Right past the bridge area.
I think because there was this like big door that we talked. So like the first room inside that we can turn into our guard post.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the little boxes I drew are the big, like, dwarven
Yeah.
entryway.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, Marissa, you can draw it as you will, and I would then ask you to describe it.
Ooh.
Description. Okay, we have a box. I have potential plans for this thing later. So, this guard post does not look like a guard post much. I think that there is like a wall or like a little desk that's kind of across the room, but behind that desk there isn't really a nice easy here's a very clear door out of there, and instead you kind of have a little bed, or what looks like it almost looks like a family area, of hey look, we just have people living here in said guard room. I'm sure it'll be very comfortable for the guards, and nothing else will ever happen there.
Okay, so we don't know exactly what the true purpose of this is yet, but I just added some notes on the
Thank
side.
Oh,
you.
you're taking notes?
I'm just gonna put the notes on the map right now for what
Okay.
each thing looks like.
I just want someone to take notes about the guard, like what the rooms as we go,
There
because
we
there's
go.
no way we're gonna remember all of them.
You are responsible for your own box text at the beginning of next session.
Yep.
As long as I've got a session, sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. So we have a cozy guardhouse.
All
A
right.
very cozy guardhouse, yes.
Yes.
So we get the big austere entrance, and then we get the cozy guardhouse. But you're like a woodland person, right? So I'm assuming there's like unnecessary amounts of furs on the floor.
It's
'Cause that's what
cottage core.
I think that's what Blank would feel is like cozy.
Yes, I like that idea. Yup.
Excellent.
There's just string lights everywhere for some reason.
Yep. So many options.
All right, who's next?
What's the list on again? What page?
Well, the
It's-
list of what we can draw is on the map on the actual Roll20 in the top left.
But like,
Are you talking about for like tier rooms?
yeah,
Page
room
Yeah.
198.
198.
197.
That's where like tier. Oh, yeah, 197. Sorry, my PDF says 198, but the page on the PDF says 197.
Yeah, the PDF page is
Fair enough.
197. For
Yep.
tier 1 rooms, I'm just going to say them while people think, we have a crawlway, which is a tiny passage that only little creatures can go through.
Which all but one of us are.
I'm sure I can crouch.
We have
That's
more
the
than a
only
room.
way to the inner sanctum. Sorry,
Yeah.
Blank.
There's a long tunnel. Apparently tunnels are
Rooms.
Yeah. A minor room.
There's a secret
which-
tunnel.
Yeah, and a minor
Crypt
room.
tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
It gives morale to your minions.
Which we don't have yet, so we can ignore the
Yeah.
minor rooms for now. For this first one.
Options for minor rooms, I like. My favorite one is a skull-filled corridor or a garden. So
Yep.
a secret
Skullfield
tunnel.
Garden.
I think
A traverse, so like a bridge or whatever. A window. That's a tier 1 room.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna put a secret tunnel out of this place into the rest of the dungeon. I think that makes the most sense.
Though it only remains secret when it's not used recently.
Oh, and less
Yeah.
recently used. Okay then. I think then
Do you like? Would you like a suggestion?
I was gonna go with a traverse then.
Oh,
A
I was
crawl
gonna
away is
say-
We could
nice.
retroactively make that bridge into our base a traverse.
I was gonna say if we
No,
make it a
it's
crawl
too
away,
strong.
then they have
It's-
to, like, we can go through the crawl away, or 3 of us can,
But
and
I-
then the rest of them have to follow the ranger through the dungeon.
But there isn't another way out, I think, for Gork.
Currently, there's no way out. There's only the front entrance.
I am
Yeah,
trapped.
so
The
you're just
entrance
trapped
bridge-
without us
yeah,
doing this.
The entrance bridge is not a
We could
traverse
just
because it
say
is.
that it's
Well,
a crawl away that is
yeah.
just big enough for me to make my way through. It's just very uncomfortable.
The crawl away actually, I misread the crawl away. You can, Blank can also go through the crawl away, just not easily. It says it's too tight for day-to-day laboring within it, but I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's make
You would have to actually crawl.
Yep.
Yes.
The dwarven bridge out front is so stout and wide and made of such finely laid stone. It's basically part of the mountain itself now. So he's not a hazard in any way for adventurers. You could roll 3 wagons of mead across this. Like,
Yeah.
This is a very sturdy, large bridge. It's part of the landscape.
We could we make it part of the dungeon later by like adding traps to it or something like that?
You could, but it's such a nice bridge.
It's outside of our building area for the dungeon.
Unfortunately, there's a diagonally striped yellow wall that's semi-transparent.
There's a little kobold AI that's got like a hard hat going, no.
Perfect. So I think this is the crawl away that I have added. So it starts under the bed. It's supposed to be hidden. It's not well hidden enough to count as a secret tunnel.
It's not well hidden.
It's just literally apparent under the bed, and yeah.
If anyone ducks, they'll see it.
Yeah, if anyone even like lowers their head slightly, it's yeah.
Why is the bed 4 feet off the floor? I don't.
Yeah. The bed has hinges on it and
It's
seems to
a
lift.
large bed.
It's like a trapdoor bed.
With like a grate that's very loose, like with a grate with
Yeah, that
clear
can just be
hinges
ripped
on
off.
it.
Yep.
Absolutely, it's a trapdoor bed. You can basically, like, if you get out of the tunnel, you push the bed up against the wall, like one of those things that hide.
No, wait,
under the
it's
bed.
a Murphy bed that falls down with to cover the hole, so it folds up to conceal the crawlway.
Perfect.
It folds down to conceal the crawlway.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're coming up.
We're coming up from no, you actually crawl down slightly, and then you're going down into the mountain as you go down. So they're descending into the dungeon as they go down.
Was the reasoning for this while we were putting it together? Well, what's scarier than monsters coming out from under the bed?
I think there was a lot of arguing, and then just like everyone individually picking and choosing their battles. That's probably representative as we pick each room. Zen, I think it's your turn then.
Oh, fantastic.
Hold on, wait. So tier 1 room is gone now, because that counts.
Tier
as
1 room is gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to clear the space for the tier 3 room. We need to figure out where the where the sanctum is, and we have a creature lair.
Well, the
We also have a power source.
Very end.
We do also have a power
The
source.
power source is a feature, though. It's not a room, I thought.
Everything else on that list is a room. I figured a power source was a room
But
as
at
well.
the start of it, it says that it is a core function, and then everything else is a tier 3 room.
Okay.
So I don't think it itself is a room.
So it can't actually turn off the power source?
No.
They can't. Yeah, it can't be damaged. The power source itself.
The power source is lava, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just check to see if it's on any of the sample maps.
I'm reading it right now. Oh, that's true. There are sample maps. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw them and now I can't find them, but
Let's see here.
Yeah, here. Torture chamber, alchemist lab, factory. This is a forge. There is a forge sample, and there is nothing labeled power source.
Okay.
Okay, so I think it's just like a thing that we have.
Perfect. So we don't have to worry about that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can doodle in some lava pools to make it clear.
I mean, that's what's fully under the bridge, so it's just...
This isn't just... It's not a river of lava, is it?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Are you building it a river, or it's not your choice? I think right now, but
No. I'm not
Do
making.
you have to
choices.
build a river?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Well, there's
Ooh,
lava
that
in
could be a
this
trap.
mountain. Yeah, I do agree that. Yeah, okay. As long as it, sure, that seems fair. There's a river of lava.
If anyone disagrees, feel free. People are right. It's not my turn.
I double. It's rubber stamped. There's your power source. It's the lava out front.
perfect.
If you want the lava as a
All
trap in here, though, then you got to build it yourself. Like if you want to
Yeah.
utilize it as like a mechanical feature of the dungeon, then you have to like build it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little stuck here because it feels like we don't have enough rooms to get the sanctum back far enough at this point. Because we've just got, and I don't want to have to like go through the creature layer to get to the sanctum. That seems bad.
Yeah, because the creature right there automatically sidetracks them, even if it's not on the map.
What we can do, I mean, we might have to just put the vehicle bay here for now. I'm pretty sure. Can we rearrange things later? Let me
I
double
think
check.
you have to.
I know we can rearrange the sanctum entrance later, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
As we move backwards, the sanctum entrance is always at the end of the dungeon. So
Yeah, there's
assume
always a stairway at the end of the dungeon that leads to the sanctum.
Yeah.
Basically.
I assume we add in just then different paths off of things. If rearranging, we can't actually redraw, but we can make it so that it's a different path that's off to there.
I'm not sure if there is easy rearranging. If we want to, we could put our vehicle bay like to the side before you get to the tunnel, and the tunnel for now just leads to our sanctum, and later on we expand that.
Probably you'd want to put your creature layer connected to the guard post, so it can be, because the idea of the crawlway is to skip that creature layer.
Yep.
There's something dangerous in there, and the crawlway's to skip it. So if you want to connect like to the south of the guard post, a creature layer would fit nicely there. That like we hollowed some space out and put a monster in there.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put in the creature layer.
Do we know they'll go for the creature if they see the creature layer?
Yeah, they automatically will detour into a creature layer.
Okay. Where are dungeon creature lairs mentioned? What page is it? Denizens, creatures. I see. When adventurers pass near a lair's entrance, they're drawn inside. Doesn't matter if they were just moving past it or not. It's under, page 189. So, yep, that's totally right. And yeah, we can add it right there. Yeah, that's perfect.
189?
So they're going to be very stalled when they hit the guard post.
189.
They hit the guard post, so we all get them ready and then detour into the creature layer immediately.
Yeah.
However, our creature is also going to be very dead. Repeatedly.
Unless they're already
normal.
dead.
That's actually that's expected. I think what's supposed to happen is as we keep expanding the dungeon, the creatures we're supposed to start off with the weakest minions out front and the strongest ones deeper in. So the weakest minions also are the ones that come back faster. So we'll be fine.
Okay, so we've got our creature layer. Do we have to fill with creature?
I think
it's basically we can narratively describe it, and there's 2 tags we can pick that are also mostly narrative. So the tags for the creature, here we go. When a creature is attracted to your dungeon, one player, which I think makes sense for it to be used then, sets up a short scene detailing it. It could be as simple as it noticing the empty layer has been filled again, or it could be more complex with other PCs joining in as you all watch a new monster make its way through your tunnels. So we all kind of like, it's like suddenly getting a pet or something like that, where it's just like a stray dog or something, only it's a terrifying monster, walks
I-
in and
Well, I
The
think in
cat
this,
distribution system worked.
I do think in this specific case, it's more Varn dragging something cocooned in chains through the entryway and
Depends how you
just
want to do
Slamming
it.
the door.
throwing
Yeah.
it into the room and closing
Yeah.
the door behind it, and we see it crawl out from a pile of chains.
It's gonna want to make this thing its home, so it won't want to escape. But yeah, creatures are independent, more like beasts than intelligent monsters. They're not hostile toward you, it says. Taking the time
Yep.
to recognize that the lair has been filled provides a chance to further flesh out your dungeon and give the creature space within their story. So
What'd you get?
Lava snake.
lava
Lava
snake.
snake.
Okay.
Lava snake.
The tags you can decide are clever, corrupted, corrosive, diseased, incorporeal, flaming, freezing, magical, oozing, sneaky, strong, swarming, terrifying, tireless, or venomous.
Might replace strong with venomous. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I am
How do you envision strong?
like a constrictor snake.
Flaming
Yeah.
and
Oh.
venomous.
I like the idea.
That was
of
just one of the
that.
examples in the book, so I just grabbed
Oh,
flaming
yeah.
and strong. But we can detail it differently. I mean, it
I
could
would
be
like-
swarming for all we know. It could be a
Oh,
pit
it could
of
be a-
lava snakes.
Ooh, I like a swarm of lava snakes.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
So this is regular sized like lava snakes, and there's maybe
There's like 40 of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
good
like
with that.
swarming and flaming. Could you imagine just
Yep.
like it's like a rush of flaming snakes coming at you?
The thing is, they walk in there and it just looks like a lava pool.
And then the
Ooh.
snakes
Then
attack.
the snakes come
leap
out.
of it.
I think with
Yeah.
the guard post, like the desk is designated the "do not pass, do not go closer" zone. Like that's where the snakes are. Thanks.
Yeah. Do we feed them then, or do they just like somehow feed and exist in the like lava pool that's in there?
I think you throw rocks at them, like
Do they
from
eat-
the door.
They eat they eat unprocessed rocks.
It's like a koi pond, just throwing rocks.
Perfect. So I guess they would eat
Gosh.
lava because that's just molten rock.
Yeah.
And this is a tier 1, correct? T1.
Yeah.
Because whenever the adventurers encounter it, you just roll tier. That's
Okay.
Perfect. Jordan.
Ooh. Here I'll cross off
Uh,
creature lair for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to myself, but my bar keeps not working properly.
Okay, so I assume it has to be connected either to the creature lair or the crawlway, right?
I
I
mean,
mean, you
you
could
can technically put
theoretically
another
make a new one.
guard post.
I kind of like the idea of the vehicle bay being like up here.
Yeah. So you can like launch out over the lava.
Yeah, launch
lake.
out over the lava lake.
I like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a hang glider like setup, the whole it's just an open face to the lava river, and you jump onto it like
Just
basically
Breath of
dive
the
into
Wild
the,
style.
yeah,
like we
and
just-
you use the updraft
Yeah.
from the lava to fling you across.
Clearly, the
mountain.
rising air from an ordinary-sized bonfire is enough to shoot Link into the sky.
Okay, so I think it probably would come off of like, hold on, shift up. How draw?
Shift click and then click where you want the line to end. Like click
Okay.
your source and then click to where you want the line to end, and then when you're done drawing, right click and it'll set it.
Zooming in helps a lot.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Can
we-
someone who wrote it
It's
move the
because
guard
this square is not on the.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But that's
they
fine.
make a
It's
great
fine for
paper
now. We
and
can clean it up later.
Yeah. Okay. So, we'll just do it like this.
Can someone who wrote the guard post text move it into the guard post?
Yes.
Trying, but I don't think I have the ability. Thank you.
And then, I like the idea of it sort of coming out like that.
I'll leave this here for now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I really like that. Yeah.
Cool. Vehicle bay, but like not assembled yet. You just like cleared out a big room.
Yeah, I think there's like we have most of the pieces of the vehicle bay and the vehicle for it, but we're missing some component parts, or maybe some were damaged and need to be replaced in the collapse.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I think a bunch of it was damaged in the collapse. I think maybe over these months we have like plans like set up on the walls of like what we want to build, and maybe like
There's just
early
like
robot designs.
there's just like charcoal drawings on the wall,
Yeah.
like wheel wells go here. That's all you've really done.
Perfect.
Okay,
Alright.
are you writing that, Spence?
I'm writing it down now. Yeah.
Alrighty.
And then the sanctum.
Um,
I'm picturing the sanctum like here connected to both the crawlway and the lava snake pit. Or at least like
I think. Well, do we get to pick the lock and traps and tricks?
Mhm.
All right. In which case, the most sensible thing to me is then put or a lock so that they're not going into the vehicle bay.
Is there a
Line.
reason we don't want them going in there? Like, can they mess with
Because
it?
every room that they go into, they destroy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So we want kind of the important rooms to be. Oh, that worked! It worked! Off of the beaten path to our sanctum.
what kind of lock? Is it a normal? Oh, I just
I
have a
am
tier
just
1 lock, actually.
scrolling to the locks now. I'm very much just considering this is a door, there is a lock on this door, and the hinges are on the inside because I've been reading too much on how to cheese a dungeon.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
I
Yep.
always ask where the hinges are every
Yep.
time we play these games
Mhm.
for a reason.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh, that seems like a mistake. There we go. So a tier 1 lock on the vehicle bay door.
Yes.
A big, inviting, open, slightly glowing door to the lava pits.
And then a hidden door, which currently goes to.
Hidden.
An
Oh,
antechamber
that's-
that's going to lead to the sanctum, I think.
Yep.
Is the sanctum going to be connected to the creature lair? 'Cause that
No
means
one
that
has
they have
placed the
no way to
sanctum
find-
yet, so that's up to
No one has.
Jordan when he does. I assume it'll be
that's
last.
you're assuming it'll be.
I'm assuming
placing the
sanctum will be last, which means I'm assuming that Jordan will place it.
Sorry. Here, I'll cross off lock.
Thank you.
I'm gonna place a
We
tier
got
1
trap.
trap. See, we've had a lot of lava stuff, and I like lava stuff, but I kind of want to spice it up a bit.
Spikes? Spike it up a bit.
I
Spike it up
am
a
a
bit.
fan of spikes, but I think with my character, I think I'm gonna fill the crawlway with poisonous gas. And I'll have to choose a trigger for it as well.
Dude, you're going Vietnam on them.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be brutal.
The trap
The trigger just
trigger.
entering the hallway and
There's
all.
item removal, tripwire, false door. There's a bunch of different options for how the trap can trigger. I like that it starts filling when it activates when they're exactly halfway through the tunnel, so they can't get out either way. Like it's bad either way. So I think I'm just gonna put like a.
I mean, tripwire is going to be the hardest to avoid.
Yeah, I'm gonna do tripwire, poison gas, everywhere. Perfect. The tripwire I think will go about halfway down, so I think that's about here.
I'm just trying to find the one that works aesthetically best with the way you've drawn it in the boxes, okay?
Perfect. And then the poisonous gas will represent the whole. My intent is to fill the whole tunnel with poisonous gas while they're in it. I would still only do one icon in case we later misremember and
Yeah.
think we somehow have 3 poison gas traps. But I'll just put text next to it.
Yeah.
T1 trap, poisonous gas fills the entire crawlway, triggered by a tripwire halfway through. Perfect. That's my choice. Oh, someone already picked it off. Okay.
All right, so what do we got? The sanctum left, and then the
A
trick.
Yep.
Tricks.
200.
Each trick consists of a method, which describes how it fools adventurers, a trigger, and detailing when it activates, and an intent detailing what happens when it works. Examples include a statue that grabs them, allowing imps to snatch a potion.
So things that
So-
that try to impede or disadvantage them, but aren't trying to kill them like traps are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
pool of
a
water
lot more
that-
of examples too.
Mhm.
Yeah. A pool of water that fools adventurers into leaving heavy armor behind.
Nice.
A dazzling waterfall that distracts adventurers as minions sneak up on them.
Well, I mean, thematically speaking, I think I need to go with the first example in the guard room. There's just going to be a crap load of chains that they have to navigate through without alerting the guards.
Just chains.
Yeah, rattling chains that will alert
Like just hanging
all
from the ceiling
minions
all
to
over.
their presence. Yep.
Perfect.
I think the guard room's purpose is already though that it already automatically is.
The guard room's purpose is that there's always minions there, because normally minion
Oh,
location are
okay.
randomly rolled.
Oh,
So
that's useful.
with this, yeah,
Mm.
if there's chains there and they
And the guards are alert.
everyone in the dungeon is alerted. Alert all minions to presence. I guess not we aren't alerted, but all of our minions are alerted that an invasion
See,
is
I
happening.
see these chains as those like bead curtains that you have to like get
Yeah.
through. To
Extra-
Yeah. Yeah, just a bunch of chains hanging down in random but designed patterns
Yeah.
so that you can't move through easily.
You're not a warlock. Wait, where's your powers from?
What do you mean, where's my powers from?
I'm trying to think. Is it some evil geometry?
Like Pinhead.
That the chains are arranged in? I don't know.
No, I'm given the limited scope, I'm thinking more sorcerer than wizard. He's just
Okay.
a master of electromagnetism.
He has magnets in his blood.
You're right. Yeah.
hmm
Ferrokinesis.
Mm.
Okay.
I guess that leaves the sanctum for me, huh?
Is the sanctum? Where is it? Because there's always stairs, right?
Yeah, is it? Do I just put where the stairs are?
Are the
Yeah.
stairs up or
Stairs
down?
I think it
down.
must mean the stairs are down.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me see here. Oh no, I think the sanctum's like a physical room too, but
Yeah.
But it's on its own level at the end of
Right.
the dungeon.
so I think you can draw the sanctum separately, and then we can add the stairs between them after.
Yeah, put the sanctum up here by the...
up over there.
Yeah.
Is this
I don't know.
supposed to be connected? Because I can't tell what this circle
I wasn't
is.
sure. I was just trying to make this dungeon make sense in my brain.
Yeah,
Because you want to be able to get to the sanctum via both the crawlway and
There's
the rest
two.
of the
Yeah,
dungeon.
there's actually two entrances to
You
the
don't want to get
sanctum.
to it through the creature way. You want to only be able to get to it through
It
the hallway.
says- Here's what the next step says, though. Draw the stairway leading down from the first floor to the sanctum. Then draw the stairway leading up to the first floor from the sanctum. So there's two one-directional entrances.
Okay, so the stairway down, we want to be at the end of the hallway.
Stairway up, we can put wherever we want. We can have it go straight to the guard post or something like that. This is just our easy way out.
Vehicle
like
bay
to
would
think-
make the most sense.
I think the vehicle bay makes the most sense. So I can move
Well-
my text to the right. I can move my text if we want to draw the sanctum to be here, on the map.
It's
Here's-
Jordan's play though.
It is.
Here's where I would disagree with putting it in the vehicle bay, because then they're gonna come through the door and like fuck up
No.
the vehicle bay, right?
They're one-way entrances, so you can't go down from the vehicle bay into the sanctum.
You can only come out of the sanctum
They're
into
each
the vehicle. bay.
single directional. You can only go from.
That doesn't make
A to B.
sense.
Stairs don't make sense.
No,
I-
but
I-
that's what
I
it
thought-
says. It says.
I thought it was saying you choose where on the first floor it goes down, and then you choose where in your sanctum the stairs will come up, right? So they're the same stairs, but you're just choosing like you're like dungeon mapping it.
Oh,
That makes
yeah,
more sense.
that
to
is
me.
what you're doing. Okay, I just misread that part, and yeah. Okay, so yeah, Jordan could draw the sanctum as a separate room, and then we decide where the stairs.
And then
are
we just
down.
we just say like if I go, can you get me a copy of Stairs, please, so I
Yeah.
can have Stairs up.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now. I thought it might have been more complex than that,
You would
but
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
like these
Stairs
stairs go
down.
down, but then I could say like the
There's stairs
stairs
up.
here lead to there, right?
Yeah.
Yep, this is
Something like
where
that.
we are going to spend most of our
Okay.
time
Yeah.
in. This is our real base where we don't have our minions aren't allowed unless it's like by appointment.
hmm I think let's go for something like. Oh shoot! I was gonna freehand it. Okay. Let's pen line. We're gonna
Oh,
do
I put
something
the
like.
yeah. Where I don't know where you're drawing it, but here's
If you
your
want me to
stairs.
move my text, let me know.
I was just gonna put it where you had the stairs before.
You're just gonna put it like here. I guess
Sure. I'll do
there's
that.
a better starting point because then you get this cube of space
Do we
here.
want to draw the chains in? or
I'm
shall
working
I-
on that right now. It just
Thank
wasn't.
We'll
I
just
had to
go
reload.
something like this.
Yep.
And then everyone has like their own room off of the sanctum, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of like. I'm gonna freehand this. I kind of like the idea of like a semicircle type deal, and then like a little lava pool.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
A decorational lava pool we definitely won't throw adventures into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
But there's no
then-
guard railings. Villains aren't allowed to use
Yeah.
guard railings.
And then we could just go like, here's someone's room. Like, here's someone's room. Here's someone's room. And then like, here's someone's room.
Sweet.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I'm gonna
We
do
have
more colors.
thrown-
Oh, do we want the stairs actually be down? It's up to you, Jordan, but the stairs could be down
Ooh,
here.
yeah. Yeah, put it they descend toward the lava pit. I like that.
Perfect.
Do we have thrones on the other side of the lava pit? Is that what this is?
Oh, it's a dais, so he could stand in front of the lava pit and give glorious speeches to your minion.
Excellent.
Can we put the stairs like here? They're kind of like 2x2 here anyway. So can we just put them there, flip it, and make it 2x2?
Perfect.
Yeah.
A little bit left. No,
Oh, a little
center,
more left. Or to
center.
the right.
Yeah,
There you go.
There we go.
Good enough.
There you go. There's your sanctum. Now you got your
We have our
Oh,
stairs.
room.
yes.
Do we want to make the dais bigger or?
Sure. I'll
There
finagle
you
that.
go.
Can
We
you
got-
play with something that other people have drawn and move around, or no?
Are you talking about Roll20 functionality? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
I think only the GM can. Other players
the
can.
GM.
So, according to the steps of dungeon creation, we have chosen our stairs. Next, and most difficult of all, we name our dungeon.
No, I get to go.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, right, the discovery.
In excavating the snake lava room, you find a secret natural cave formation that some dwarves have carefully covered the wall with. And inside, you find the guards, the former guards of this forge's personal beard oil and comb storage room.
That's very important.
So you have a stockpile of obsidian combs and beard oil.
What does that mean exactly?
Yes, please.
I think
So-
it might just be narrative, and we can figure out stuff to do with it, but I'm not sure.
Beard oil is probably a good robot lubricant.
Oh, I was going to
Just
say
saying.
a good combustible.
Yeah.
That too.
Next to the
They're
lava snake
true.
room.
Both are true.
Multi-purpose beard oil. I mean, and it's
Mm.
dwarven beard oil. Remember, they're hardy and resistant, so it's probably
Mm.
corrosive to most other things.
Probably. That's true.
If you walk through the lava snake room with the oil, it's kind of trapped in there at the moment because it will explode.
Yeah, you have a stockpile. I think that's the keyword we're supposed to be using.
Perfect. I've added the
Uh,
notes.
Goes to Google.
Resource stockpile. Naturally growing plants or fungus, ores, or goods buried and hidden by others.
Excellent.
We will never run out of beard oil or obsidian combs.
Happy about it.
Yep.
I love it. All right. So now we name our dungeon.
I said the whole place smelled like beard oil, and you couldn't get the smell out.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is why that's probably what we spent most of our time doing, is trying to find out the source of that smell.
We're just digging out walls like, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
It's
So
fermented.
yeah, eventually we found it, and we might have added some air freshener to it. Just
No,
to,
you put the lava snakes in there to burn the smell out.
something like
The worst part is it's right by our ventilation to the rest of the dungeon. It comes like in here and then it smells the rest of the dungeon.
Yep.
Well, this is all
It is
open air
so
here.
strong, the smell goes through this wall.
Yeah, this is all open air.
It's that powerful.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
All
right.
right, we have our dungeon.
Yeah.
It is certainly bizarro, but
It's a dungeon.
it is a dungeon. It has all of the things. It's got a monster. It's got a trap. It's got a secret hallway. It's got a Murphy bed.
And it's the perfect level 1 5-room dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah.
From a DM perspective.
I believe also we need to have minions, right?
We will spend time acquiring minions basically first, but
Got
we
it.
don't automatically get minions. It's just meant to be one of our first priorities.
Got it. Okay.
We drew the dungeon. We have to name the dungeon, right?
Oh, right, naming it.
Yep.
Um,
Ember Matrix.
Matrix.
Oh, this game specifically has the speed run for naming a dungeon.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Really?
Each player gets one suggestion.
Oh, okay.
And then we
There's-
roll.
Then you whittle down to 2, and then you power struggle to
Okay.
decide it. But each player gets one suggestion. So far, we have Ember Matrix.
Thank you, game, for having the don't spend forever on names game. I think maybe everyone's just going to take longer to make their one suggestion then.
Yeah.
I'm going with this dungeon is being named by blank, and so here is my suggestion.
Lava.
That's fair. That makes sense with your character.
Lava. Okay. So we got Lava and Ember Matrix.
When you play spades, you throw offsuit a bunch, don't you?
Zen, you go next.
Oh, fuck off. Fine. The Heat Waker's Anvil.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. Just because I like my stupid robot king, the internal, what was it? He was the automatic Emperor's Forge or something like that.
Ooh. If I could spell, Emperor. Autocomplete. Thank you. That's how you spell emperor. Emperor's Rest.
I think we've
All that
all
makes me think
given.
is
That's all the
Star-Lord.
names.
That's all the names.
Those are the suggestions.
Yep.
All right, which two are the worst?
I'm
Yes?
never gonna vote for lava, and I gave mine without thinking because I didn't know it was limited. So I like Ember. I just threw out the term Matrix though.
The Ember Matrix. It's a little bit too meta.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, a
don't
Matrix
know why
also
I don't
tends to
like it.
mean like it means more than just the virtual world part.
That's fair.
I'm thinking like of Matrix of the different rooms, how they're fit together.
Yeah, it kind of also means an assembly, if I remember correctly.
I'm fine with kicking mine out. I thought way too long and it was not as good as I thought it would be.
All right.
I like Emperor's Rest, but it isn't
4G.
4G enough. Yeah.
4G,
We
yeah.
have the Heatwaker's Anvil and
And the Ember Matrix are the top two.
Ember Matrix. All right. How
I
many
like the
times?
first one.
Oh,
I like the first one.
All right. It sounds like it's Ember Matrix, I guess.
Can we make it the Ember Matrix? Can we add
yes.
the-
Yeah.
The Embers Matrix.
Just looking up
Don't add the S.
other definitions for matrix. Womb is a definition of matrix.
That makes me like the
That tracks.
that makes me like the term Matrix better for this. In all honesty.
All right, the
Solid
Ember
matter
Matrix.
in which a fossil or crystal is embedded is also a
Perfect.
matrix.
All right,
Okay.
evil fuck.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then let's go with it. The Ember Matrix is our dungeon.
Oh, that's actually an incredibly 4G thing. A mold or die is a matrix. So what you'd cast a sword in?
Nice.
What do we do now? I think we're under attack. So we
Yeah.
don't know we're under attack, I think.
You spend months and months making this place.
And then there's I'm imagining like there's a like in video game terms, so like the adventurers are waiting up above, waiting until the dungeon loads in for them, and it keeps like the prototype beta. They're waiting until it exits beta, basically, and we're finally like, okay, we're done, and the adventurers
So
immediately
we
enter.
immediately go to
They're
our
all
room.
queued up for instancing into the dungeon.
Yeah.
All right. So we start the normal cycle. Now that we have our dungeon, we begin the cycle of play. We start with the lurking phase.
I don't know if that's true when I read the thing, but I might have misread it.
We got
What are you looking at, Spencer?
we got wrap the raid, introduce the imps,
You're
draw
totally
the
right.
dungeon,
I
start the normal cycle.
somehow misread. I thought I jumped straight to invade the dungeon when I was reading through it. I saw draw the dungeon, invade the dungeon. I thought the start the normal cycle paragraphs were
Okay.
part of the draw the dungeon paragraphs, and my eyes closed
So-
over them.
What
Lurking
is start the normal
phase.
cycle?
Yes.
Yeah, starting a little cycle.
Sorry about that.
Lurking phase, if people want to look at it, it's at page 234.
Thank you.
Lurking.
Lurk.
Yep, we already did recovery last time.
Did we do our backlash or?
Oh, I remember we did, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was. If
The
we
blowback?
blowback, that's what I mean.
Yeah, blowback comes out later.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, but we start with lurking. We did recovery, which is you clear the bloody condition, you clear all stress and shock. If you have an empty layer, which you don't, it would fill back up. Yeah, and then we count the loot.
Yes.
Okay.
Each player makes a loot roll. So, the 2d6.
There's got to be like a loot button on our sheets, right?
Yeah, and I believe you get +1 if you like looted.
I did specifically loot.
I think I did once as well. Some of the
I
golem parts.
Can't
Is it
remember
+1
either
or
way.
do you roll another die and?
I assume it means
Oh, it's
+1
+1
dice.
die. Yeah.
Oh, +1 die. Okay.
So we got a.
Well, this would just be a fortune roll if you're looking for something to roll off the sheet.
Oh.
Yep.
All
I
right.
rolled
Well,
once.
doesn't matter. I rolled
Yeah.
all once.
Spent extra time looting, and you got that.
All right. So starting with the failures, which is just cold.
It's, also
Oh,
failure.
and that's a failure.
Yep.
All right. So loot. When you fail, you enjoy your revelry, gain a dark heart, or give morale to your minion pack. Ooh.
All right. I think we just gain a dark heart because
Yeah,
we don't
and
have
if you
minion
have
packs
no,
yet.
you don't have a minion pack, and if you don't have either of those two options, you overdo it. As far as no one got a success, so everyone else gains 1 gold or spend it on revelry instead.
Now, what does revelry actually get us?
Revelry is further down.
Further
So
down
you
in the
can,
phase.
Yeah.
you can use it to basically engage your, what's the game term? Dark impulse? No, sorry. Your chosen revelry.
I mean, that is definitely
Mechanically
cool, but
speaking,
yeah.
let
I
off
was
some steam.
questioning
I
what
think this is how you
This is
reduce
meant
your
for
stress
reducing
further.
stress, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the yeah.
Oh, right. The stress doesn't reset, so
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, the stress didn't reset. Okay.
No.
I'm sure I'm fine without revelry. I want money right now.
Yeah, you get a gold.
All right.
That's what you got from looting this dungeon. Now, the people that actually brought back loot didn't do that.
Crap. What is the roll to revel? Is that just a fortune roll?
Characters.
I don't know if you roll, do you?
I feel like
I think you might.
I think you just
You
spend
should
the
because overdoing it is a thing if you revel too much.
Yeah. I'm checking a few things as well.
Monsters don't have impulse control, so it's going to be easy to get caught on. When that happens, you overdo it and cause some damage to yourself or the dungeon, suffering a frustrating or devastating consequence based on your choice of revelry on the next page. Okay.
You only clear stress according to this by nope. Revelry doesn't clear stress. It's according to page 25 on stress. You clear stress by rolling a critical on a resistance roll or meeting certain criteria within an ability.
Because it wants you to.
It wants you to monster out because there's no
yeah.
limited like you have to retire your character after getting 4 like things like regular blades. So we
Right.
just have the stress, and revelry is just a background thing.
Sweet.
then why would you ever
know.
instead of gold?
Oh, hold on.
Oh my
I'm
God,
wrong. It then says in a separate box below that, stress is recovered in full during recovery at the beginning of the lurking phase.
Oh, so it's just gone.
It does reset between missions.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, all right. I did think I find something. I do think I found something. When you engage in revelry, describe how you spend the loot on enjoying yourself and take a dark heart, or bring your minion pack into the revelry and they gain morale.
Okay.
The other thing that's weirding me out is a combination of each die gives you something based on its result for the loot rolls. And when I'm looking at the examples, it's like, okay, you got 2 valuable items and a gold. And I'm looking at those mixed results and saying, how on earth is that thing? Like, Smarm rolls a valuable item, a gold, and a dark heart. I feel like there's some more.
The dark hearts aren't supposed to be as bad as trauma.
Dark hearts are
Right.
good, I
You-
believe. You can spend them
Dark
for
You
hearts are
use
good.
them as a as a
unless you're full and you get another one, then it's bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
The downside of the failed loot roll is that you auto revelry, meaning you have to take
Yeah.
a dark heart. And you have to do it. The mixed means that if you're like already pretty full on dark hearts and don't want to go over, you can then keep the money instead.
Gives you choice.
It's showing that you have self-control. Is
Okay,
what it is.
so the choice right now is dark heart or gold.
Yeah.
So extra die on a roll or the ability to spend some money during downtime.
Yeah.
The gold
I
seems
think
better
the
to
weird
me.
thing is on the example. It's like, okay, so they make a 3D loot roll. They rolled 2 dark hearts and a gold.
Oh, so
So
each
that's-
individual die?
Yes, that must be it. Each individual die because they make a 3D loot roll. Roll 2 dark hearts
So
and a gold.
so Jordan and I both overdid it because we rolled 3 dark hearts each, which
There's no way we can.
Yes.
which means we fill up on dark
Yes.
hearts but overdo it.
Okay, so I got 1 mixed success and 1 failure. And...
Yes, so you get 1 dark heart and 1 gold.
Sweet,
Okay.
I'll take it.
I like
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this as I'm looking at it because it means we want to spend our dark arts during a mission because we can't
Yeah.
before. Okay.
You gotta get the darkness out of you, otherwise it
Yeah,
comes out at home.
express it. Channel it into destruction. Okay.
Or whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
All right, where is
Yeah.
Take out your
overdue?
evil on a random stranger, or else there's a dungeon domestic.
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Really?
No, that's what I'm calling
Oh,
it.
I figure it's launching imps into the ceremonial lava pool.
I think it depends on what your dark impulse is.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
well, mine's gambling.
If
So
you ha-
any loot.
Yeah.
Oh, overdo it. Cost and damage to yourself or the dungeon.
You cause an
Frustrating or
annoying or
devastating
frustrating
consequence.
consequence. Yeah. I think it makes sense if we decide, but it isn't clear. What do you think, everyone? I guess. Yeah.
I just think whatever makes the most narrative sense for overdoing it. If someone has a good idea what overdoing and gambling it is, I do think for our zealot of greed, I do think being in the hole, 1 loot
Yeah.
die.
The GM determines the consequences based on the severity of the situation or the position of an action roll. It's the same as other consequences.
Okay.
You could
Yeah.
also. It says here you can resist it, but I don't think that's. I think that's just consequences in general and not this
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, in the example, the player is giving the consequences, so
For their own revelry overdoing it.
yeah.
Yeah,
To me,
where does
that
it-
would supersede the general the consequences thing.
But it specifically calls out annoying or frustrating, which are 2 levels of consequences on page 42.
Oh, okay. So we have to make sure they are that level, but
Okay,
Yes.
I was trying to find.
So the example that I'm looking at is just below on 236 for Preen, and they're talking about their revelry being drinking, and they overdid it. So
on what page you said that was?
236.
236, the very top of the example as it's starting to go, which is helpful.
I see.
I'd be fine with because it's not very clear what exactly. Like,
The GM then, so what it looks like, if I'm looking at the example, it looks like the player is starting to say how them overdoing it looks like in terms of the fiction, and then the GM tells them a consequence after that. So because Prine in the example is saying like, okay, this is what it looks like, and then the GM says it looks like you destroyed a tier 1 locked door or something like that. So-
Okay, so when Cold is overdoing it,
mhm.
with I don't know, you don't have minions yet, so you're gambling with the
I'm
imps.
gambling with the imps. Yeah.
You just lost to the
Yeah,
imp.
I think what it is that you lose your downtime action because you have to do the imp's downtime action now.
Oh, because
You ran out of money.
You had to bet your time, chore
Oh
Yeah.
duty.
my god.
So now
yeah.
you have to cover the imp's shift, meaning
Yeah.
you give up your downtime action and have to do the drudge work of the imp's downtime action
That's fair.
instead.
That's
That
fair.
seems
They're not
like a
even making
reasonable.
use of it. I imagine they're just watching and giggling as you do
Yeah,
it.
they're watching you. They don't have nothing else to do in this dungeon.
Yeah.
They exist to serve.
Perfect.
But now that's what your downtime action is.
Making
Excellent.
comments about showing us how to do it right.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
I
And then
Fucking the imps and they're fucking both just sitting there shoveling.
Yep.
Didn't even know that game was played with 5 aces.
yeah, and then Nash.
I think Nash is probably gonna spend her. She's gonna overdo it by, spending way too much time, energy, and stress just getting really frustrated and throwing herself repeatedly at trying to control these golems. She wants to like figure out the dwarven keyboard programming nonsense. She's like, I press the button this time and it does this, and the limb like turns left. I press the button the second time and the limb just pops off. I press the same button.
Yeah. What's the damage? I think you take mental damage.
I think that makes sense.
Because this robot's broken. There's one broken robot.
Yeah,
There's not a working example for you to mess with.
perfect.
Do we clear our dark hearts then?
Dark Hearts, I don't think we clear.
I don't think they
it
get
doesn't make
cleared when
sense.
you overdo it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll take one shock to brains.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a specific. Is it the whole brains or is it? Oh yeah, it is.
I think it's the
all right,
whole.
because a regular
Yeah.
shock cleared before, so I have shock again to brains, if I recall correctly.
That makes sense.
Yes.
You've not been sleeping. You've been staring at the broken robot,
Yeah.
being like, how does the keyboard connect?
Yeah. Reveal
I-
your secrets to me.
I like the idea that we rested from our first raid, but then you're just like so frustrated with this robot that you shocked your brain.
Oh yeah.
All right. After that, we do downtime for most of us.
Shovel and
Yeah.
lava snake
Each
shit.
PC takes one downtime action.
Yep.
All right,
Yes,
downtime
recruit is one.
Are
is
there?
in 238.
Yes.
And recruiting isn't needed if you just want to spend the gold on the minion.
Yes, that one.
Perfect.
But is it where is that being seen? Oh yeah,
page-
gold we used to do.
Right under 239, minion downtime actions. You can pay your minions. Oh, that's paying the minions.
That's paying the minions. But when under recruit a pack of minions, it says without having to spend gold. So,
If you spend a
Uh,
downtime action, you don't have to spend gold, and
Yep.
I presume if you have.
but you do
gold-
have to, complete a tier 1 project to recruit.
Yes.
Mm.
Tier 1 projects are a single roll.
No thanks. I'll just spend gold on it. One of these days, Blank will go hiking out of the dungeon, and he will later return less 1 gold because everyone can tell when you have spent a gold when you're huddled under a cloak at all times. Anyways, and I think I don't know how minion creation goes, but I do have an idea that sometime later, you notice that there are a few more kobolds around. We have 3 kobolds that have shown up and come back into the dungeon, and I think those are Blank's minions. And then I guess we fiddle with creation of minions.
Yeah. So on your character sheet, you keep track of your own minions.
Lovely.
Minions come in packs, always members of the same race. Establish the number of minions in the pack. Then choose a job that gives them a strong core concept and identity, plus any basic gear they need for that job. So, like, miners get a pickaxe and a helmet with a candle stuck on it.
I know there's got to be a section on minions. Does anyone know where it is?
194.
Thank you. I am really appreciating the layout of this book. Okay, so you can pick up just any kind of. Alright. Their type is conmen.
You have you got 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Maybe not 3 kobolds in the trench coat, but I have someone to do my speaking for me. And I may have gone out there, just paid someone, say, get me minions, essentially, and these 3 talked their way into being the ones who were chosen.
So they have all of their points in banter.
Oh, yeah. So, minion comes with a number of minions, you pick that, and then you give them 1 primary action, 2d, and that is absolutely either in trick or banter. Let's go with trick, because that seems better. So, in trick, and then 1 in banter.
I guess 1 in threaten, too, if you want a purely social minion pack.
Oh, right, they do have secondary actions. Cool. Let's give them in something that's sort of like me. They can get 1 in finesse for now.
So we got the kobold con men. You spent your 1 gold, right? So you can't
Yes, I did.
upgrade
We'll
them.
clear that. You can then add upgrades from the list on the next page by spending gold. So nothing yet. That's fine.
Then you give your minions a dark impulse.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right. Fill the gold. And is it? And the dark impulse is the exact same as ours. So I'll go look at the dark impulse list.
Yes.
Oh, they are right there. Woohoo.
Yep.
Oh, they're addicted. For sure.
So you have 3 opium addicted kobold con men.
What sort of addiction is the most useful in this case?
One that
Lava.
keeps them coming back to the dungeon.
Oh, they're addicted to the fumes. Like
Lava fumes.
I was gonna say addicted to beard oil.
Beard oil, there's a specific thing in that beard oil. They have figured it out.
Oh,
and they
these are dogs. So
addicted
these are
to beard oil.
dog-like kobolds. These are on the
Wait,
dog end of the
Wait, it's so much funnier because it could be the beard oil, but they use it to slick back their conman hair. So they're all greasy.
So they got like coiffed pompadours.
Beautiful. I went out right after we finished excavating this, and I'm like telling the person, whoever's I'm hiring to get these minions, about the dungeon, and these kobolds just hear about the beard oil stock, and they talk their way into.
They go,
Yeah,
"Hey,
we can.
forget
We
about it."
smelled it on you. Yeah.
Yes, you have the shiniest haired kobolds. And I do think their starting equipment is a little trench coat each.
I do think that it is a set of costumes. I don't have a trick set up, so this one will slowly unroll when I actually get to use late downtime actions for it. AKA, someone else should go while I figure out how I can make this happen.
Okay.
So that's
Okay,
one.
I've got to figure out how to bookmark this. Anyone know where downtime actions got back to again?
There are bookmarks in the 1.4 PDF.
Oh,
No.
beautiful. Then I'll go fight that.
Okay. Yeah, downtime actions are on page 238.
238. But yeah, we got one person who went and bought some minions.
Yep. So that wasn't a downtime action then.
No, that was a...
Perfect.
Well, practically it's a downtime action, but it's the spend money kind of downtime action,
Yeah.
but we're going to cycle around.
Yep. Okay.
So I think you're up.
I think I'm going to use my downtime action to recruit a pack of minions or attract a creature without having to spend gold. So tier 1 project, you can only do this if you have an open minion slot or creature lair. I'm going to try to build those golems, but I'm not going to successfully build the giant 10 feet tall ones. I think I've decided to scale them down a bit, and I'm going to build like a small squad, maybe, of like 4 feet tall kobold size, like metal and stone golems.
So you're
I was
trying to
picturing an
build.
evil army of Furbies, but okay.
No, they're not going to be like 1 feet tall. I want them to actually be helpful.
So 4 4-foot kobolds,
Yeah,
4 4-foot automatic
they're kobold
kobolds.
size. They're not kobold
Yeah.
shaped. They're still like very like broad shouldered and golem like.
But they still have a snout for like
They're
no apparent reason.
just small enough to fit through the crawl away, but like barely. Yeah.
Yeah. So start that project.
So it's a tier 1 project, single roll. I think it makes sense in this case if I'm trying to build them back from the broken parts. In this case, I think I've given up on the keyboard controlling thing and all of that. I've had to just like pre-program like them with behaviors and hope that it works out for the best.
So you have basically a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that you stick in their head, and those are all of the actions they can take.
Something like that, yeah.
Like a cartridge-style memory.
Yeah. I am going to tinker, I think makes the most sense in this case, to build my minions, if that it works. Okay.
How does your bruised brain affect that?
I have a -1.
All right.
I will be spending a dark heart to make up for that.
-1 or a -1 die?
-1 dice. It's always dice. Like, yeah. There are no modifiers to the dice after they're rolled.
Right, of course, yes.
So it should be 3 dice here.
Ooh,
Crit.
crit.
Okay.
Crit. Yeah.
Nice.
What happens
yeah.
on a crit? You get something extra out of your effort, it says.
I'll let you randomly roll for an upgrade.
Okay.
Like you take the whole list of upgrades and roll it.
And roll for it.
For minion
Yeah, because
upgrades.
it's something miraculous that happened during the creation process that like you stumbled upon it.
Perfect. Minions, minion upgrades. Where do I see minion upgrades?
B3D? You still got your crit, never mind.
I used a dark heart to undo the shock, and my tinker is 3 dice normal. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Gotcha.
There are 8, so I'll roll a d8. 3 expendable. They don't need to be re-recruited. So I like the idea that they'll just like rebuild or reassemble themselves eventually later.
Yeah,
Iron Giant
set
style.
Up a little iron. You set up 4 kobold-sized coffins, basically. That like they assemble the pieces in.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So all I need to do is gather the pieces. Maybe it's just that they're easy to rebuild later. Like I've managed to master the process, but either way, that's perfect. So they are.
I think it's that you
expendable.
trained a couple little imp engineers to reassemble them.
Yeah. I'll add the golems. Oh, I actually choose an exact number of them. 2d4?
I mean,
Doesn't
yeah,
really
4.
matter. I was gonna say 2d4. I'll roll, see how many I can make, because it doesn't really matter otherwise, I think, other than
It's
narratively.
between 4 or 2 and 5, I think.
Oh, between 2
and
and 5? Okay, so
Yep.
that's a d4 plus 1. Is exactly that. 4 exactly. Cool. To make my minions, here we go. What race are they? What job are they filling? I think in this case I want them to still act and have the same role as the ones we fought. I want them to be like tough guards mostly. I can handle the smart stuff. So I think their job is going to be I guess cutthroats is the closest. What do we think?
Oh, that's a sample list.
Those are sample lists. Okay. Then
Not
I
a hard
think
list.
I'll give them the job of guards for the most part. Yeah. Minions tend to always fight, though. Okay.
You could make them like.
I'm gonna make them builders. I'm gonna have them do my heavy duty for me.
Mhm.
My labor.
That's fair.
It's your high tech build crew.
Yeah. Where do I add job? I don't know. I'll put it down here for now.
It's under type.
Type it. Okay. So builders. I choose the primary action of 2 dice. So I think in this case, it makes sense to give them Tinker, even though I have Tinker.
Or smash.
Okay, yeah, I can use them as builders, but I like them better to have Smash, and they'll have 1 in Tinker because they can rebuild partly. Let me double check how the text says. Yeah, secondary action. They aren't that. I don't think they'd be that good at scanning. So I will do Tinker, especially with the idea if they can rebuild each other somehow or themselves. And then a Dark Impulse. And I don't have gold to spend to give upgrades other than the one I got for free. So they have morale. I think disloyal makes the most sense.
Because they can be hacked.
They can be hacked. They can, yeah, things can happen to them. Perfect. Okay. So that'll be my. I have an extra downtime action that I will spend in the future during this. I'll come back around to me.
Also, the dungeon gives you a free downtime action, right?
Well, I just used mine to recruit these guys, didn't I? Oh, you mean
Yeah,
the
the
forge?
dungeon, the
one
forge
of us
gives
will
us
do that.
a +1
Oh,
on a
yeah.
single downtime action.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a +1. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
it's not like a.
So we'll have to
Got it.
remember to call that in at some point.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm.
So, who's next on their downtimes?
I guess
We
that
know
would
who's
be.
next.
Yeah, I guess that would be me. I'm having trouble deciding, but I figure, fuck it, we're all going minions. Let's go minions.
Recruiting. It's recruitment day at the dungeon.
Yep.
The job fair. We're having a job fair.
I would have recruited minions too, but I'm stuck shoveling.
My only question is how I do it. I mean, I could do it with a ritual. I could spend gold. I could do a bunch of other stuff. Given what I'm thinking, though, I think I'm just going to spend the gold to do it because it is easier to justify hiring some witches than it is to summon them through ritual magic.
Fair.
You're gonna hire a small coven of witches.
Yes, I am. I need to get to. I've got to reference like everything in this book to do this. There it is,
I
witchcraft.
think that'll decrease over time as we learn the game and get.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I do think I'm gonna have to insist that you can only get a prime number of witches.
Of course.
4 is off the table.
That's fine.
So it'd have to be 3.
3.
Then. Yeah,
Or
3 witches.
2, 3, or 5.
Yes.
that's true.
So, did any of us have an ability that gave us minions with the companion upgrade?
No.
Okay,
Not
so
yet.
I did. So, looking at the minion stuff, companion special upgrade only available to minion packs gained through calling abilities. When you first select the ability, they're automatically recruited. So I technically already have minions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
We haven't seen them yet, so fill them out in
We haven't
secret.
Yeah.
They just show up.
Yeah, we just go to the first
That's
thing, and it's like, oh, I brought my guys
automatically
too.
Oh, yeah, my guys came in.
Why didn't they help us? I'm sure there's an argument.
Oh no. So I think I do 1d4 plus 1 too, just to see how many. All right, cool.
Yeah, so we got a coven of witches, some secret minions we forgot about.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
witch
going
their
with-
job?
Which is their job?
Okay, professional witches.
Yes.
Yep.
Of the storm strike variety, because you pick a type of witchcraft for them. A path. That's the word I was looking for.
And they can
I'm
only-
just going to call them hags as their race, because witches, obviously.
Yeah, they can cast tier 1 spells.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Cool. All right. Cold, your downtime action.
All right, I'm done, you fuckers.
There is an imp downtime action.
Oh,
I
okay.
also have my downtime action still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marissa's
Oh.
also Spencer's, but
So do I.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Marissa in a second. We're gonna make sure that everyone gets it.
Perfect.
All right, but you're. I almost didn't ask. Varn, where did you find the witches?
I think, not looking at the map, there's got to be like a bog or something close by.
Bog
about the
I think
witches.
they're
Oh, well,
bog delling witches.
The skull where we started?
Sure,
That's probably the
that works.
closest place.
Yep, I make a pact with bog dwelling witches.
I lost downtime.
And of course, their dark impulse is superstitious. It has to be, because they're witches.
Yep.
Of course.
And I've got to get back to minion rules so I can fill these out correctly.
Yeah, imp downtime action. Um.
Yes. What is imp downtime?
It's on page 239.
All right, 239. Roll the dungeon tier.
Yeah, it's a tier 1 dungeon.
Okay.
Let's see how well
So-
you did.
Just roll a d6.
Yeah, just roll a d6.
Here comes a 1. A 3.
Oh, it's a 3.
How is that still a failure?
That's a failure. So yeah, you smash rocks. That's
Yeah.
what you did. There's a bunch of leftover rocks from clearing out the vehicle bay, so you smashed rocks while everyone else did fun stuff.
Yep. Smaller pieces. Smaller.
This actually would roll over into how I get my companions, or whatever they're called, my minions.
Yep.
Can we hear about your minions? I'm curious.
Yeah, so
Where we get your minions after you smash the rocks.
yeah, because my god is the god of greed and envy, you know.
Mhm.
I was like fucking smashing rocks all day, like I'm all mad about it.
Yeah.
And then I just pray to my god to give me some demons to help me out, and they're golden demons who are miners.
Perfect. So we
So,
already have
instead
our.
of doing your job, you call to divine powers to grant you aid to smash rocks.
Yeah.
And continue smashing the rocks.
They're golden dwarves, you said? Or
No, golden demons.
golden demons of mining. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I gave
So
them
I think their
smash 2,
horns. I
scan
don't
1,
think
skull
they have a lantern helmet. I do think their horns curve in though, and they suspend the light.
Yeah. I just lost the minion rules because I was still in the middle of making it.
You get two tick action, two
Right.
1 tick actions,
Right.
a job, a race, a number, and a dark impulse.
Oh, okay. All right. So 3 of them, golden demons. They're miners. 2 in smash, 1 in scan, 1 in skulk. They come with companion and mindset of zealous. They're greedy because they're miners mining for gold and gems.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's them.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right, and then Blank has another downtime action.
Yeah, and Zen, did you take your second downtime actions? Or
Not
your-
yet.
Okay. So I do know what I'm going to do for Blanks. He's going to try and set up a trick with the kobolds there. You basically see him and the kobolds sitting in a corner trying to figure out, and he is trying to say, okay, you're going to stay at the guard room, and the essence of the trick is they're going to stay in the guard room, and they are going to pretend to be a nice, happy little kobold family. Oh, you got the wrong dungeon. The dungeon is next door. It's the different, really large, imposing entrance. We're just like having this little happy family in this small room oh, we don't go over there, that's the fireworms. But why would you hurt us? Leave us be in peace. The point of this trick is triggering when it enters the room, and the point is to waste the time. But I
Happy
think
kobold family trick. All right, that buys.
Give them the moral conundrum, like, wait,
I-
can we kill these monsters when they're just behaving like us?
Yeah. Now the hang up is in rehearsal.
well, the hang up is also one of the reasons I described, them sitting in the corner and workshopping is because a lot of this is them like feeding the ideas to Blank, who basically nods and then they go off and do thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be having to do this off of Blank's roll. So
Yes, you're gonna have to make a. It's a tier 1 trick, which means
Is
it's
it so it's a tier 1 trick because we get to decide how effective we think it would be.
You can pick the tier, but the tier is the length of the project.
Yeah.
So a tier 1 roll, a tier 1 project is a 1 roll project.
Right, and it's supposed to go simple to hard. So sure,
Yeah.
let's do a tier 1 trick.
A tier 2 roll is a 4-segment clock, which means you need at least 2 downtime actions to pull it off.
Well, considering I'm trying to do this with trick and have 0 dots in trick, let's go with a tier 1, use that dark heart to let me roll with something. And see how this goes. Bonus 1.
You do it!
Apparently, well,
Nice.
being fed information by the conman, because he didn't have to do pretty much anything, and they took out their, here's the wig that we will wear.
Yeah, one's
all
dressed up like
set
a
up
little
in
old
the guard
grandma
room,
that's
ready
knitting.
to trick adventurers.
They hand you their character backstories.
Yeah, the part that's going to be confusing, they still can't talk to the adventurers.
Nope. No, they cannot.
There's
It's
just
all
they make
miming.
sounds and mimed, and yeah.
There's like a drawing on the wall that shows like they're a family.
Yeah, like a
There's
child's
like a family
drawing.
portrait, then there's a portrait of like a local map with a fake second dungeon entrance doodled on it that
Yeah.
they can gesture to.
Yeah.
I just imagine this beautiful blonde wig, which is exquisitely beard oiled, just really impressive.
It wasn't a blonde wig; it just been bleached by the beard oil.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Definitely
you
how
can do
that
anything
works,
with this
yeah.
oil. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will draw in, I guess, a
You can just
trick
write
in that-
another trick
Yeah, write
for
it
that
in.
room. Yeah. There's 2 tricks in this guard room.
Well, right now we just don't have that many rooms.
We're very
we
front
know They
heavy.
go in the guard room.
Yeah.
we know they go
Projects
through the
can
house.
build more rooms
Yes.
Yeah.
going forward.
You can build
like-
a tier 1 room with a downtime action and a single
Yeah.
roll, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna add a lot of rooms to our dungeon over time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I do like that there is no way to plan ahead because everyone gets to individually feel like, nope, I'm building my room. No one can
alone,
stop
building
me.
a
I'm
room.
building my room. So yeah, we got one more downtime action, I believe.
Yes. Has anyone invoked the dungeon +1?
Not yet.
No.
That's
Nope.
might as well then.
I have my downtime action,
Um,
but I wasn't sure
oh,
if
you
I
do?
wanted to because
Okay.
I have an extra from my thing. But
Oh,
I'm
sorry, I
still
forgot.
not sure what I want to do with it. I have a lot of different things I can only use it to craft. So I'm still figuring out
Hmm.
which
Oh, wait.
type of mac and cheese I want to craft.
Oh,
I think
Fair
my
enough.
minions they invoke as a downtime without asking for gold.
Because you mechanically already had your minions before this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they can.
It was not clear that that I had them.
So we have 1 minion action and 2 downtime actions left.
wait. Oh,
me
it's
see.
snapping to the grid. That's what's
Hold, what is it? Alt while you're moving it.
happening. Thank you. There we go.
Well then, for my downtime action, I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to put a lock on the sanctum.
You know what?
Makes sense.
Yep.
I'm
allow
going
it.
I'm going to make a magnetic lock using my sorcery.
Ooh.
I like it.
You're just gonna magnetize a hammer, basically. Just hold it and shake it till it gets real magnety. Just throw it on the wall.
Basically, yeah. The door is barred with a heavy piece of iron that is magnetized into the things holding it. So good luck getting that out of there.
How do we
Cool.
unlock it?
Don't
Not without
ask
me.
stupid questions.
Not without you.
We are locked into the sanctum. Hence, even if we wanted to help them, we do not.
All right, I will invoke. That's a mix.
I guess the question is, what tier was it?
One.
Then, as long as it's a mixed success, I don't know.
Alright, I think you get a regular lock.
Oh, if you roll a mixed on a tier 1 project, you must also pay a cost to complete it. If you roll critical, you'll sometimes get something extra. Okay, so there also has to be a cost to complete it? I'm looking on page 238, project tiers.
238.
So as it
All right.
stands now, you have a piece of metal you can magnet to the door, but you do have to spend a gold, because I think that's the only currency, right?
Feels
Nope, can't
weird
do it.
for-
So
To upgrade it from a lock to a tier 1 lock. So there is literally a lock on the sanctum door.
Is there any, non-money cost that we can think of that makes sense?
Shock would be an okay consequence. I don't know if
What about
that's...
the mechanic of mechanically, none of us can open it but you, and that is the cost itself.
I don't know if that's
Hey,
ever
there's
going to come up
stress,
narratively, but yeah.
Take stress about it. You really focus on it.
paying cost. GM allows you to choose the consequence most favorable to your PC in that situation. This consequence can't be resisted. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so GM has final say. Okay, so the cost looks like it's player defined, but the GM has ultimate say. Or no.
So I
Okay.
asked for ideas about consequences. People are allowed
Yep.
to suggest consequences. I do think stress to represent extra time, it would be a reasonable cost, or gold for more materials are the two that come right to the top of my head.
I also have a supply of metal locks that I could lose.
That actually fits
yeah.
it perfectly.
Yeah.
That would make sense. It's far more effective when you use a lock.
I'm going to use my magical spells to make a lock. Click.
Well, I was trying to magnetize the lock shut, and it took many locks of trying to figure
do
that
it.
out.
Yeah.
No, they keep setting open. Fuck.
When I craft something, I can't tell if it goes into my gear or supply.
Supply, I believe. Because it's expendable.
But supply, you only have 2 uses of each mission, so it's limited in a way even more than the crafted item is already limited. So I'd say gear?
It might depend on
Let me
what
look
you're
at
making.
the term for gear. Yeah, that's fair, because if it's something I would wear or something, it might not be something I always have. You can carry 4 items as gear. Okay, so I think I can choose. We're always simply wearing. You have access to, but might not always be carrying on you. They reset per recovery. Any items in your supply must be able to be carried in one hand or fit nicely in a backpack. Any items such as concoctions, potions, or anything else limited use must always be in supply.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go.
When you buy, steal, make, or acquire an item, you add it to your gear or supply. Items are sometimes considered as a circumstance or an effect. The right tool makes a job easier. So it's kind of choose based on what makes sense.
Mhm.
And what you end up
Follows the
making.
narrative. So if you make
Yeah.
a potion, obviously it's supply because there's only a few.
Yeah.
You know.
Or if it's something it's can only go in gear if it's something that is effectively lasts forever and I will always be able to use and always have on me. Okay.
Yeah. So contraptions are more likely gear.
More likely, yeah. If
But
it's a
there's not
contraption,
four-
it depends on the type of contraption. If it's something I'm likely to always have on me once I make it, yeah.
But it is a 4-item limit on gear, so if you're putting this crafted thing into gear,
Something
that
else
was
comes
gear
out.
will go
Yes.
away. Okay.
Yeah. I kind of wish there were tick boxes next to the gear so you could like
Yeah.
choose
Yeah.
your loadout kind of thing.
Yeah.
Although you can just put a asterisk or something next to what's equipped or whatever.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Important note: everyone's minions, because they're all new, have morale. Minions need morale. I believe you spend morale to like enter the raid, right?
I think we can spend morale for various things. Yeah.
Looking it up.
Well, either way, all the minions start with morale.
Okay.
They're fresh. They haven't been
Right.
beaten down by your wicked ways yet.
That's true.
Perfect. Okay.
You can spend morale on plus 1d on an action or fortune roll.
Nice.
Right. I made a
Oh.
list of. Oh well.
With making that lock, did you roll the extra D? Oh, yes, you did. Okay, good.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I used my 3d invoke.
Then
I guess
maybe one more and you get a full success.
up
if
to
you're
you.
lucky.
Yeah.
Or I was leaving it for sorry, what's the name of your
Oh, was the
character? It's
craft
not in
one?
front of me.
For
Nash.
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 Okay. There's a few different things I might use my last downtime on. Everyone else has used theirs. The normal
My
ones.
minions invoke for free, but I don't know exactly what that means.
Perfect. I am immediately going all in on our brand. I'm going to start crafting a flamethrower.
Not a flamethrower.
Not a flamethrower.
Yep.
Should call this the boring company.
No, we're not.
Flamethrower is one of the example tier 3 contraptions.
Oh god. Okay.
So it says
Glad I gave you the extra die.
fires jets of white hot fire, but the fuel tank is very vulnerable and fuel is limited. So when I'm crafting a concoction, not a contraption, it's always one action. But in this case, contraptions, this is going to be a multi-downtime project, I'm expecting.
So you want to make? Can you make your own clock?
Yes, I will try.
I
Is
guess
there a place
or
to put
notes on a
the
character sheet too work
Yeah,
too.
I'll just note it on a character sheet.
Yeah. So tier 3 is what 8 ticks.
I think so. Here we go. Yes, an 8-tick clock. Takes a while even for a group of PCs.
Yeah.
So
And
that
success is 2 ticks, and a minor is 1.
Yep. So I'll put the clock around once I make my roll. So I think Nash is I think in terms of this downtime, this is gonna be the fuel for this flamethrower is going to be beard oil. It's gonna be she's the plan and the schematics drawn up and what she's working on are this like large fuel tank on the back, which is totally armored enough that it can't be ever exploded, even though that's never ever true with this type of tech. But fuel tank on the back, and like just kind of a World War One like shoddier version, but like backpack flamethrower hose spray kind of thing with a lighter torch on the end. Kobold size, of course. She's going to be the one using it, definitely. Which I don't know how true that's going to be, but for now, she's going to try and building it. So I'm going to roll to tinker. I'm going to add an extra die from our base, or our forge's bonus. And I think that is good. A 4, which, if I know
That's
normal
one
blades is... If I know normal blades was 2 ticks, it's 1 tick?
Yeah, 1 tick for mixed, 2 ticks for success, 3 ticks for crit.
And then no ticks for a failure. Ah.
Yeah, you have 2 of 8.
Wait,
Isn't it 1 of 8?
I thought it was
Or
1 of 8.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
1 of 8, not a success. Mix.
Perfect. So then there... Oh, I can't drag and drop. Alright, I'll mark it on my character sheet then. Notes. Flamethrower. 1 out of 8. Perfect. So that's what I'm starting to build in the background. Anything else? It's been about 2 hours. It's a good time to go to a break. Is there anything else we want to do before then?
We can go to break because I need to figure out ritual magic.
Okay.
Yeah. Figure out your ritual, and when we come back, we'll do the ritual if that's going to be a thing. And then we move on to the bad thing happening to you. We're
Lovely.
going to do the calamity roll.
Right. That's a part of the game.
Also need to figure out our vile friends. I don't know if we skipped that step.
I
or
think
not.
I think we might have.
I don't know if we skipped it. It isn't clear if we wait before or after the factions are established. I kind of like waiting till the factions are established to put vile friends in among them.
Fair
That
enough.
makes sense.
Interesting. I just note that one of the XP triggers was in what we were just doing, jumping into each other's scenes. So we kind of didn't do that, but we were also figuring things out.
We're both
Yeah.
figuring things out, and right now we're not having a lot of dedicated scenes. I think, not outright.
We're still
scenes.
setting everything
We're
up.
more just doing descriptions. Than
But it's
scenes.
fascinating to know that, okay, so that time is, let's describe the scenes and figure out what we're doing with it.
Yep.
Anyhow.
Okay. Then we'll be back in a few minutes with
Yeah.
more us learning how to play Wicked Ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for watching. We are back with part 2 of episode 2 of Wicked Ones Online.
So we had thought about it, and we could do the lose your money in the couch ritual. I do think you're right. You need to bloody the golden demons to get their golden blood onto something. And I do think you don't need an actual couch, but you do need a facsimile of a couch. So like some
Perhaps
rocks,
a bed.
like a bed that you like fold in half with like sticks.
Perhaps
in
a
the
bed
back.
you can fold in half.
Or like a pile of rocks with a blanket on it.
Yeah, some
To
bed
represent-
effigy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an effigy, effigial couch
Yeah.
would suffice. And if you want to bloody your golden demons on it, I
Yeah.
was looking at the minion rules. This is a real price to pay because, as it stands, the golden demons are the only minions qualified to leave the dungeon.
Are they?
They
I
have
can't pay them to leave the dungeon.
None
No,
of
no,
us
Minions.
you can.
Oh.
The minion type with the upgrade companion is a special upgrade only available to minion packs gained through calling abilities.
Hmm.
They always join the raid without asking
Oh.
for gold. You can decide what happens to them when they're taken down. You're gonna have to do another like downtime action to resummon them if they like
Right.
die in the raid. You don't get them back for free because they don't have the expendable action.
Right.
That's where your first gold goes.
Yeah, that is where my first gold will go. But
Yeah.
I think they go, hey, we could steal a couch and like burn gold on it, or you could just like cut us open. I'll be like, no, let's go steal a couch.
Yeah, my point being, if you bloody them, they go on the first raid with you still bloodied. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to heal in between. Like, they lose combat capabilities for you.
Yeah,
So just
I'm
to
gonna.
be clear again, what is this ritual actually for?
It's to for the
Annoy
nearby
the
town
townsfolk.
to lose their gold and their couch.
And we will know where all the gold in town is if we're going to.
Yeah, it makes
town
looting
gold.
more effective. It's a +1 loot.
Though, if it is making looting more effective, its tier
Not-
should probably go up.
It's a narrative increase. It just means that
Yeah.
instead of grab the jewelry box, I turn the couch over. Like it's that level
Grab
of
the couch.
upgrade. It's
I
just
get
a
it.
sillier way to get the money.
Yeah.
I strongly approve.
It's less going like, I need to look around where they hide their gold, and I go, I know where their gold is.
But it'll have a
Okay.
similar narrative impact
Yeah.
on weird pocket empty villagers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? No, I think we just bring them on the raid because they have Smash too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
effective.
reading of this does sound like you can pay your minions to go on raids with you.
yeah.
If we spend a gold, yes, that's true.
You can pay to take them out, but by default, they stay in the dungeon. They live there. That's their house. They live in the room with the chains because the lava snake room seems inhospitable, and the tunnel to the actual sanctum is covered in poison gas.
I think my golems will happily live in the same room by default as the lava snakes.
Happily.
They're not capable of happiness, but you know.
I think I'm doing. Please.
It's where they
if
recharge
happiness-
themselves with the thermal energy there. That's what happens.
If they were capable of happiness, they wouldn't be. But
I disagree. It's warm. And the snakes can't bite metal things.
not yet. Not till they're full size.
Which they're not. Speaking of
I'm
how happy the minions are,
I'm doing a quick change up to my minions there. I just swapped out the finesse for skulk, because why not? And at
That
least they
seems
get
fair.
a bed for now, I guess.
Yeah, before they... Yeah. You're free to mess with the minions until they're used once. And then,
Yeah.
then you're in.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
if you're gonna make your minions have skulk, I'll make mine have finesse then.
Okay. I just realized
I'm going to
that
change my skulk to scan because mine were invoke, trick, and now
mine
scan.
currently are
Oh.
scan. Mine currently are smash, tinker, and scan, with ones in scan and tinker. You could go yours and threaten. Do you threaten?
no,
Threaten would-
Spooky
I have
witches.
threatened at 2, but
Yeah, but I
Hmm.
don't know if any of our minions have threatened.
no.
we
All
don't
right,
really
I'll go
use it
threaten
very-
then. My weather witches.
Mm.
This is a crowded room.
Yeah,
This is
fun-
a real crowded
yeah.
room.
Fun
They are.
things
I
about
did
minions-
decide they are kobold hags, so they blend
good,
in.
naturally. Yeah, they
Yeah.
blend in. Naturally, your minions are also your backup characters.
It's true.
Like,
Ow.
when you need a new character, grab a minion.
I might grab someone else's depending on what I'm feeling.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
One of my kobolds will evolve. Wait.
I
Yeah.
have named my kobold minions Esme, Og, and Magrat.
These are
So-
real
Alright,
characters
thank
that live in the dungeon.
We will
These
be
are
playing
real
them.
characters that live in the dungeon. They act as you act as them when the invaders come, because your main characters are the bosses in the sanctum, right? So
Yeah.
you interact with the adventurers through the minions. If you need a backup character, you got minions. They are secondary characters who might get upgraded to primary if a primary character has to go AFK for a couple months for a work retreat.
War retreat.
You know.
I don't know. I blanked. I didn't know what you would leave for 2 months from a game for.
You got grounded. That's why you left the game for 2 months.
All right,
Yeah.
so dungeon logic is next, right? The
Yeah.
calamity.
Calamity roll. Currently, it's how happy the minions are in the dungeon. It's how much grumbling they do specifically. I would argue you're at 2 dice on the calamity roll. It is a new dungeon. It's got that new dungeon smell still. There's not blood staining the walls anymore. Stuff like that.
Given that it's our first time, should we just go through the dungeon logic, 5 questions, and check?
Sure. Atmosphere. Does the layout feel like a dungeon? Yes. Do the minions enjoy living here? They're all in one room with chains, so no, that's a wash.
I'm spreading my
okay.
minions out, but okay.
All of the minions with feelings are in one room.
That's true.
It's fair. Are we not? Oh yeah, we've locked the vehicle bay and the enclave. No
It's
one's allowed
locked.
anywhere else. If you'd like to live in the cramped tunnel with the poisonous gas tripwire, you're welcome to.
Or in the oil stockpile.
Yeah.
Loyal
The
stock.
dark
Which, to be
room with
fair,
a
one of
secret
them would,
tunnel.
one group of minions would love to live there.
Yes.
They would.
They're not allowed. They would never leave.
Yeah,
have
they
some
would-
minions living in the vehicle bay. The demons could live in the vehicle bay.
Demons
Anyway.
of
That's true.
greed in the vehicle bay.
Yeah.
The vehicle bay doesn't have stuff that they want yet.
That's true. It isn't shiny.
Is the vehicle bay technically there because it's not complete? It's just
I
like
think
laid out.
It says the room is there according to what we
Okay.
draw. Like we drew the room, it exists. We just can't actually run it yet. Like it's not functional. It's just empty space.
Yeah, there's
Gotcha.
no furnishings in the room.
There's
You
still
clear-
scaffolding and paint buckets everywhere.
Yeah.
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 I would agree atmosphere is not so good yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Growth. The dungeon has steadily grown.
It's grown from 0 to 1. So
It's grown from 0, but you know, there's very few. There's not a lot going on right now.
That's not the question. Has it been growing? Not what's the size now.
Has it been steadily growing? We would have even that.
Which is true. It has been.
It increased in tier from no tier to 0.
to 0.
Yeah.
I'd say yes to growth.
I would say yes to growth.
Sure. Hierarchy. Are weaker creatures likely to face adventurers before stronger creatures? No.
We have tier 1 all the way through. We don't have
Yeah.
stronger.
There's
so-
not a hierarchy. There's no little guy to put in front of you as a meat shield.
I
because
will
we're all
contest
little
that.
guys.
I will contest that by saying us creatures are at the end of the dungeon. So yes, tier 1 in front of us is ascending levels of difficulty.
I agree.
All right.
I also think that my golems as expendable are therefore of less value than the other ones, and I can put them first. Their their role is kind of like builders, but also guards. Like they're gonna be around, and I meant to be some of the first things fought.
Loot.
So,
Has there been a steady flow of loot into the dungeon? Arguably no, because the loot you had was from this dungeon.
That's true.
Yeah, we haven't
I
been
would
able
agree
to
with
yet.
No on that one.
You've done no looting. Have you formulated a solid master plan? Maybe
Yes.
it's a toss-up.
Yes.
Every
it
plan is
garnered-
fine until you test it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the second half. Have you garnered a reputation of evil? No, you've not
No,
done anything
not yet.
evil.
we've been
That's
sitting at
mostly-
home.
The marketing
Arguably,
team is not yet established. I'm sorry. We're looking for
Arguably-
talent.
yeah, arguably you've made the world a better place because you've taken the evil from outside and brought it into your house.
How dare
We're
you?
concentrating the evil.
Yeah,
The
We're just-
evil auspice is happening.
So this
Yeah.
feels, by this logic, I feel it is minor, ordinary levels of grumbling.
That's fair. We
Okay.
have established our baseline.
Yeah, there is no extreme grumbles going on. There is no malcontent trying to burn down the beard oil stockpile or anything.
perfect.
So is more dice good or bad in this case?
More dice good.
More dice good. Yeah.
Or dice.
So-
Oh,
two dice then?
hang on a second.
Yep. 2 dice.
I found a glitch in the Roll20 character sheet. Your character notes and minion pack notes are based on the same notes. You can't have separate notes between them.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know how character sheets are programmed, and it's literally just that they programmed it in that it refers to the same attribute, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
Oh,
the
well.
notes attribute.
yeah. We also need to
Same.
figure out dungeon duties. We need to figure out our chore list, by the way.
Oh,
Mm.
Oh,
Ooh.
right.
God. There's so many parts to this game. But we're-
It's very
I want-
front loaded.
It's
very
Once we have it
very
front
front
front-loaded,
loaded.
Then we're good.
We're so close to getting past the front load of paperwork. I could really see why they intersperse the raids and stuff in here just to make it doable.
Right.
Okay, so dungeon duties. On each character sheet is a
Uh.
place to list your dungeon duties, those parts of the dungeon that you alone are responsible for. When something is added to a dungeon, that must be taken care of, narrated, or rolled in some way. It's added
Well,
to a sheet.
That seems
We just-
easy.
Yeah, say whoever brought it into being gets to maintain it
You
for
dealt
now,
it, you smelt it.
and then maybe equalize if it turns out that it's like, wow, one person has 5 and another has 0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could. Oh, I'm saying you could narratively pawn your chores off to other people. Yeah, of course.
Oh, I think the first duties are what we did when we built the dungeon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So, for example, for my tier 1 trap, for example, my thing will probably be like check and refill the poison gas canisters or something like that. I'll add that as mine.
Tier 1 trip, costume maintenance.
Yes. Or acting classes, or like practice, rehearsal.
Do you want me to have the lock on the vehicle bay door?
Sure.
Okay.
And do we have to do it for
Um,
every room? Like, does the guard room
I don't think
have
it's
to
every
make-
room necessarily.
It's
let
not
me
every
check.
room.
I think
It
it's
says
every
like
every-
track. Yeah, it's creatures,
Lock.
trips, tracks, those
Yeah.
things.
Locks, creatures, traps, tricks, always added to the list.
right
Dungeon
creatures.
rooms and yeah, dungeon
got it.
rooms or discoveries might need to be added as well, but those are case by case. As
Yeah.
it stands, the stockpile is just a storage room of these very specific commodities. There's no maintenance required.
Yeah.
Right.
The guard room, what are you gonna do? It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we mostly based it on narrative of like what do we feel would need maintenance.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Chains need to be rehung after they catch on swords and hammers and spells.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone's got to
Does-
reset the gas traps.
I have that already. I refilled
Oh,
the
okay.
gas canister and reset the tripwire.
So
if
I've got.
we want, I can rehang the chains if we want, if you don't want to.
I was gonna say I've got lava snakes, the magnetic sanctum door, and the guard room chains.
Again, I can grab the guard room chains. I just have one thing, and that's both guard
Okay.
rooms.
I also have one
Fair
thing.
enough.
Lock
Do we-
on.
Anybody else have? Nash, how many duties do you have?
I only have one right now. I can take more.
Okay.
What still needs a duty done?
I was just wondering if you had extra that we can offload, so we each had 2, that kind of thing.
I think we're at 2 people with 2 and 2 people with 1. So
We are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dungeon duties sorted out.
Are you kidding
I-
me?
I make sure the door's locked. That's what I do.
Oh,
the
that's
guard
annoying.
room is my responsibility.
The lines for the dungeon duties description go over the ability to delete them, so you gotta mouse around real weird to find out where to click the button.
Fun.
Yeah. All right. So we got dungeon duties. And then we're stuck between 2 or 3 dice on the calamity roll.
I think 2 was what
I
we
think
I think
agreed
2.
on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a good baseline.
Who wants to roll the calamity roll?
All right,
Not
not
it.
everybody at once.
Not
I'll
it.
get it.
Not
Fine,
it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. It's not my fault. I'm just doing it.
Everyone
Someone else
gets
has to do it next
playing
time. You
Yeah.
got 5. So
Oh,
that's
5's not bad.
5's mixed, right?
Mhm.
5 is mixed. Yeah.
All right. So can someone else roll a d6?
I'll do this one.
I got it. Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you go
Hopefully
left.
good. I rolled it.
Alright.
6.
Can a third person roll 2d6?
I got it.
lawyers. Okay.
I wish I knew where this is.
I
being
know
done
where
at.
this is.
I just don't know where it is in the book.
A
Mhm.
small fire sets a downtime project back by 2 clocks.
Do you think the flamethrower might have
I
set a
do
small
think
fire?
The flamethrower, you brought it into the guard room to show it off,
Yeah.
and a snake was
Beta
poking its
test!
head around, and it exploded by the
Hmm.
proximity.
Yep.
I mean, we only
Yeah.
have one project
Does
that has
that-
anything on it, which is the flamethrower itself.
Yep. No, I think my initial flamethrower like alpha test gets destroyed. Basically, it gets reset back to 0 by this. I think.
Yep.
I think Nash starts bringing it in and says, like, look what I made! It's a flamethrower. It's going to burn everyone. It'll be so great.
You might want to watch out for that snake, and then
Perfect. Was anyone carrying or like? I was in the room next door. So did someone like leave the door open to let the snake in, or who do I blame?
I don't even think there is really a door to the snake room. There's
There's
like a
not.
tiny barrier of snakes should probably not come in here. The desk is kind of like the don't go zone.
Perfect.
There's just like a melted floor patch where the snakes were dumped.
Whose
And that makes
duty
a
is
little
it to deal with the snakes right now?
not
That would
me.
be
Yeah,
me.
you gotta kick the
Excellent.
snakes back into the pit.
Yeah. I think after the like fire is started and probably the cartoonish Acme explosion where I'm covered like everyone's covered in black soot for a bit. And it might be the bed that's caught on fire with the explosion. It's put out. I don't think the bed is destroyed. The flamethrower is the thing that's actually destroyed. But there's some smoke. Nash marches up to Varn and looks at him and says, next time, do your job properly. Or this, and she like holds the smoking, like blasted remains of the flamethrower, might be used on you. She just like seeing its use, she just tosses it to the side and storms back to her part of the enclave.
As you walk away, there's just like Doc Ock chains, like bring it, bitch.
I think in the background, the three little kobolds are like standing around the bed looking at the smoke and like, yeah, I think it looks more authentic, and then like rearranging the
They put like a fake stove where the explosion was, so it looks like their dinner was like blown up.
Oh,
Perfect. So, goodbye, flamethrower. Time to make you again.
Yep.
Bananaed out like from the
Yeah.
explosion.
Yeah.
And then later on that day, something weird happens at the entrance to the dungeon. There is a lone adventurer peering in. It does appear to be a rather novice character. It's a human in like the starting woodland cloak with a bow.
The green cloak.
Yeah, like the hunter starting pack cloak, if you will.
If the game just launched, he might be a decent player, but he's doing the thing where he's attempting the dungeon at minimum level to see if he can beat it, because the game's just out.
Yeah, something like that. There is like a very like lone, low-level character like, oh, I stumbled upon a secret door. Let's see what's in here. There was a lava bridge.
Yep. Perfect. Um,
So
I-
yeah, we're gonna move on to dungeon defense.
yes, we're under attack. Not that we all know it yet.
Yes. Page
Do we want a
218.
token for the adventurer to show their,
Yeah,
like, their
I
progress?
got a token. Sorry, I was just trying to like get to the right rule chunk,
Excellent.
but
I'll
I
remove
like to imagine
this.
we know we're being invaded. It's like in Pal World when your base is under attack.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a
just not
giant-
allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
Something like that. I in the game we're not supposed to even know if we're being attacked, but
there's
I think we just
varying
can't
levels of
do
how
anything.
well
We're
we
just
handle
like
triggers.
stuck sitting there while
Oh, we're in the lobby.
yeah, we're in the lobby waiting to load
we have
in.
to lobby up, wait and wait for the adventurer to unlock the door so we can go. You know?
Yep. Perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. So we have a little the Green Ranger arrives.
Tommy? Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say he heard of our master plan and was like, I want in.
R.I.P. a real one, Tommy.
Motherfucker's got a flute. I don't know.
all right, adventurers. I'm trying to find what's an appropriate amount of hearts for our
I think it was
novice player.
3 is a normal basic amount of hearts for them, and then they have to get cross off both ways before the heart is killed.
Adventurers have a number of hearts equal to their tier plus 1. And under the starting a campaign thing, it said that the
Probably
first
2.
one, sort of as to teach us how it works, it's supposed to be super low. So yeah, I think to me, I would also guess 2.
Just 2 hearts.
Yeah.
2 hearts that beat his 1. He's
Yeah,
here to.
he has a medical condition where he has 2 hearts.
He's a
Fucking
Time Lord.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there was some blowback from your adopting of the dungeon. There was a night of loud explosions and banging from the mountain, and it alerted some townsfolk down below. And when this adventurer came through, they said, "Ooh, we heard some strange sounds up in the mountains, young adventurer. How about you go and investigate?"
I did find some guidance here for number and strength of the starting adventurer for this specific one. It said if you want to make it a major invasion, 2 tier 0 adventurers and 1 or 2 hirelings. If you want to make it minor, which it sounds like you just described, like it's not like a big, like we know the dungeons here thing yet, 1 adventurer and 2 or 3 hirelings would be the weakest it suggests.
Oh, well, he has some hirelings too then.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, this is supposed to be the quest is just to go investigate the sounds in the mountains at this point, and the quest that is given by the town is going to steadily increase as you mess with them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the game, like dynamic
The
quest
mountain
rewards.
is the mountain is stealing our money. Please go find it.
Yep. The local
And-
seer has had a vision, and it says that this curse that has come upon us is due to the mountain of broken spirit.
Just to fix a thing I said, hearts are taken out after getting hit twice. So it's 1 slash through a heart and then it's gone. So a heart is equivalent to 2 hit points. And then hirelings, I think, are just hireling has 1 heart passively.
1 heart, so 2 hit points.
Yeah,
Yes.
hireling has 1 heart. Adventurers have more than 1 heart, but either way, it's
Yeah. These guys are
each
tough.
heart is 2 hit points. The other difference with the hirelings is apparently they have less moves, whereas adventurers can have special moves made by the GM.
Yes. No, adventurers tend to have they need to be prepped, basically, for a few minutes, but they're like mini PCs, not like mini fantasy hero PCs.
Mhm.
So there are several examples, though, I believe. So we could grab the standard ranger and then reduce them a bit if this one is a ranger.
Well, the lovely thing is that moves get to get made up on the spot, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
as like even before they go in. Here we go.
No, moves
Yeah,
are
these
made
are-
up as they go in.
Yep.
And do things.
Perfect.
The examples
Alright.
are just like what you could do.
I see.
So he's a tier 0, so he has hearts plus 1 plus 0, so he has 4 hit points. The Greys are the 2 town 14-year-olds he brought with him that the quest assigns them to go investigate. So it's 1 human ranger and then 2 14-year-old lizard boys being
Lizard
what's up in the
boys.
mountains?
Perfect.
Yes. Okay.
And where's the adventurer?
The adventuring section is 315, 316.
Starting locations. So it looks like the first thing we need to figure out is where our minions are.
I think because we have the guard post, does that matter?
It doesn't matter for, I assume in this case, my minions, but everybody else gets to roll for
Yeah,
it.
your guard you get to decide which minions, and it makes sense for yours. Everyone else rolls.
We should have put tokens out, shouldn't we? That would have been
For our
We
minions.
will now do that, now that we know.
yes. We could also just use squares for the moment if we don't actually want to worry about that.
Let's not worry about it. I'm gonna make.
Full-colored squares are great. We can find tokens in the
Yup.
meandering time if we care.
Oops.
I'm assuming the gold demons will have a gold square. And
Yes.
so on and so forth.
Let me get.
I'm
the
making a
gold hex
token.
color.
Rapid pace.
Never. I can do a square.
There we go.
The gold demons.
There. I feel happy. No. Curses.
All right. What page is Dungeon Defense on again?
The place that I'm starting to look at is 220. It's the starting location and stuff.
Thank you, because I wanted to see.
All right. So Tommy 459 is the green adventurer who has shown up to investigate the dungeon.
Perfect. I'm sending you my token Indigo so you can add it.
Are you? Oh no.
Should I just put it in chat?
Yeah, where is it?
I haven't sent it yet. I was just asking.
Oh, okay. I was trying to scramble to find it.
No, here we go.
What is that from? That looks so familiar.
Yeah.
That's from Guild Wars 2.
Oh,
That's a Guild Wars 2 golem. Specific golden flavored color of one. There's a lot of variants of golems in Guild Wars, actually.
It's not even the first Guild Wars 2 golem that has shown up in our games.
No.
0101 whatever was one.
Yep, in our Chasing Adventure one-shot ages ago. Was a golem druid that could transform into mechanical creatures. Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. I can't control it.
Oh.
You have to make
You got to give him control of it.
you have to make a character for it, have it represent the character, and then actually no, I think they might
oh,
have
you
simplified
you
that.
could have done that yourself by just. I did it with the Cobalt Hags. You
Oh,
add
do
a
that?
character sheet. You can
Oh.
actually upload your own token now.
That's true.
Oh.
Oh, am I having the same issue before? I clicked create character, didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, I also am having that issue again.
Yeah, try
What
reload
browser
it.
are you using?
Chrome.
From
When I refresh with the refreshed cache, though, it works. So it's weird.
I set it to be controlled by all players. There you
Oh,
go.
okay, perfect. Yeah, that's
that works.
okay. So we roll randomly, you said, to determine where they are.
I think it's
Yeah.
1d6.
It's a D6, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I have no idea what a 4 means, but I rolled a 4.
Mixed success. It starts you
Ooh.
off in a less than ideal situation. You might not have weapons, or maybe just not be in a great location. You're maybe busy doing something else.
And I think Indigo is the decider for where we all are then.
I mean, there's not really a lot of spots to be, so wherever works right now, really.
Perfect.
I'd say the most inopportune place for them to be is here, so I'm putting them in the dwarven stockpile
Okay.
room.
They were combing their hair. Like...
I think my golems are failure would be behind the locked door because they'll never interact with the defense
Okay.
at all. So I don't think it'll be that because then they'll just not participate in the first
It could
place.
be behind the locked door. It's random which of the 3 doors the adventurers. Well,
No,
which
it's
of the 2
not. They'll
doors
try to
adventurers-
avoid locks, won't they? At first.
No,
I think so.
I don't think so. So I'll take a look at pathing and.
There's a
get back to you on that.
lock roll. When they encounter a lock, they make a roll to see what they do about it.
Yeah, but it's a matter of if they encounter 2 paths, and neither of them have a. Like, will they avoid the locked door, or do they make a roll on that?
Okay. I think that I'm going to put them in the crawlway. I made them just barely big enough to fit. So they're in single file, like slowly walking through the crawlway.
Pathing is actually decided by y'all, the players. When there's a fork in the path, ask the players what they want, which way they want the adventurers to go, and then we make a fortune roll to see if they do what you want or or the opposite.
So if we
basically.
want them, we could say, yes, we want them to go through the locked door, and they will then at least try the locked door before going onto a different path.
Yes.
Provided our role works for us.
Yes.
Right.
Cool.
I rolled a 6, so whatever is the most opportune.
I think that's right.
Well, the other people are like, it's not opportune, or they don't have their even weapons on them, so wherever you want them to be, yeah.
Yeah, so you set them up with an ambush spot right after they come out of the poison gas crawlway.
Yeah.
You just hit them with pickaxes until they die.
Yeah.
It's like, what's a glorious plan, really?
I think mine. Yours can be there. Mine can be here. I think in the tunnels before the trap actually goes off here.
Mm.
But
All right,
it's,
now this dungeon is super deadly for like no reason.
Yeah, because we all went. Yeah, we have minions.
yep. It's crawling with monsters.
Yeah.
As a good dungeon should.
Yeah.
So I think we just start the invasion, right?
I think so.
Mixed success?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's just pathing.
Yeah. So they,
So I guess the first thing they go into is the guard room.
yeah,
And
but they start by entering the guard room, and then there's a tier 1 trick.
yeah. Okay, well let's figure out how to roll tricks.
You just roll their tier.
Yeah.
That's just a D6, right?
Yeah.
It's
So the
2d6
D6
take the worst, actually, because it's a tier 0 adventurer.
Oh, okay.
Two. Thank goodness.
That's a fail.
That's good,
That's
right?
a fail. The chains, the chains attract attention. Everyone's now alerted to the adventurers.
And then I guess we roll for the second trip to see if they have the time to actually get into a place.
Yes. That's 4.
So a mix.
A mixed success.
So,
I don't know what that does in this case.
It wastes some amount of time.
So you can get closer to where you want to be, but not
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Anyone can relocate one room, basically.
I
I think maybe. Do you want the kobolds? Yeah, with the fire snakes.
Yeah, I think my golems will be waiting, like, as soon as they enter the tunnels, the golem will be waiting in ambush here. I'm not gonna. I'm still gonna try. Like, the trick is still gonna matter for the guard, so I won't enter the room with them.
Yeah.
I think what the trick is doing, like, it's wasting their time. They do a bit of squabbling over what happens, and as it happens, my minions are like edging towards the locked door, and as soon as they figured out this isn't going to work, they book it through the locked door and slam it behind them.
That feels like a roll, right?
Yeah, you're having them run away before they fight, and
Yup.
fight alongside the golems.
I'm having them run away to run away. They don't have any fighting skill.
Oh, okay.
They did their jobs.
Well,
Yeah.
what does
So-
the guard post do?
Guard post is literally to have one person in place to alert the rest of the dungeon.
they did their
Oh,
job. This
got
was, I think, Marissa's plan the entire time, was have them distract and alert and then run away.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Do we have a scene with that? Like, as the kobolds are, like, how did the happy family thing go?
I mean,
It went
this-
well,
you
but
already established that this is like a seasoned like game player trying to
Yeah,
like
that
do
was-
the
so it
dungeon
was a
by
mix
himself.
of
So
Yeah.
Tommy shows up and he does the whole conversation tree. Like he watches them like be a little
Yeah.
happy kobold
it's like, is this a
family.
dungeon or is this a secret or is this an Easter egg? Like, what exactly have I found?
And then he sees them like gesture to look at us, kobold family, us, kobold family, little dance. And then they point to the dungeons down there. And then he
They point the out direction.
yeah. And then he looks back, and then he looks back at the kobold family. He begins to draw like an arrow from the quiver, and then the dungeon and the kobolds begin to like, nope, run away. The wing
Yeah.
comes flying off behind them, and you see the pompadour pop out.
Perfect.
So do we have a rule then to let them get away there? I don't know if we have roll.
I mean, as a
on-
result of your trick, we could move our minions one room. So
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
think
yeah, we're just
you're
good.
fine.
Yeah, I think that works.
Sweet.
um,
And then I guess we have. Oh wait, no, they don't have a choice because creatures always pull them off the path, and there's a creature room from here.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining this is like he's trying to comb the rooms, and so he looks around, and he's probably
Yeah.
sees the warm glow from the fire snake room.
Mm-hmm. So then he says, "Buck up, young lizard boys," and they begin making their way into the fire snake room with witches. Now
Yes.
with witches.
Yes. Minions can take actions whenever, or they get like one per. Like, what's the ruling here?
Minions can't take action on player knowledge until they become aware of invaders, but they are aware.
Sweet.
Once alerted, they can act.
Sweet. Given that these are weather witches, they are going to coat the room in a thick fog.
Perfect. While that is happening, just in the
So
background,
that's a tier 1 invoke.
Yes.
my golems will be entering behind the ranger while
Hmm.
now that they know stuff's going down.
Yeah.
They
So
have-
we hear a creaking sound. The Murphy bed rises, and out
Golem goes
out comes marching 4 glowing scrap metal kobolds.
Yep.
I'm going to. No, I'm not. Never mind. Oh, failure on the fog.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, the fog's evaporated by the lava snakes.
Yeah, it's not. It's too hot for fog.
So the fog is billowing out from the witches, and they're doing their fog chant, and they're doing their fog dance. And it's coming out, but then it's immediately evaporating from the lava snakes. And then I do believe they begin to fire upon the chanting witches, because you always geek the mage. That's rule 1.
Yep.
Yeah, fair.
Can we have multiple minion groups fighting them at a time?
How do minion fightings even work?
Like a character. They have stats.
They have stats. They have actions that they can take to fight, and
Do they have hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah, bloodied and dead.
yep.
Yeah.
No.
They have 2 hit points.
But if my golems are able to fight,
Well, the snakes also fight too, right?
oh,
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
snakes.
And the snakes.
So
Snakes
do
are
they
just tier
roll the
1.
snakes, because the snakes are a tier 1 room automatically.
So you roll the snake. Just gets 1 die. Let's see if they do
2d6,
anything.
Take the worst because he's still level 0 facing a level 1.
Fair enough. 2d6.
And this is the snakes.
This
So
is the
mixed
snakes.
success for the snakes.
So I think that's a char on our lead adventurer, right? Like, he goes to fire upon the witches and
This
gets
is
hit with a snake.
yeah. Some of the snakes crawl out of the lava towards him.
It's like
Yeah.
aiming the shot, and they just start spinning up his legs.
I do think after he kicks the snakes off, he still he takes the damage. He's at the slash on his heart. He's still gonna use one of his moves to fire upon the witches.
Okay. Do they resist?
I don't think minions can resist unless there's a special ability for that.
They can get defense.
Oh,
how-
okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of your upgrades can be a defense. Okay, so they're bloodied.
I think while that's happening, my golems are gonna they're not really stealthy, but they're gonna come up out of under the bed tunnel into the guard post room, and they're going to just say like in their automated fashion, like intruder alert, and then they're just gonna rush the first intruders they
The
see,
hirelings.
which are gonna be the hirelings.
So they're just gonna beat up the like
Yeah,
lizard
so there's
boys.
just like these stone golems that are like a foot or two shorter than them, just like start fast walking towards them with wide shoulders and on arms reaching for them. Yeah.
It's also great because again, you probed them in the dark tongue, so we might be hearing intruder and they
Yeah,
have
they're
no
they're
idea.
hearing
They're hearing robot kobold
yeah,
noises.
they're hearing what sounds like just an alert noise. Yeah.
It's just the Metal Gear like exclamation point noise.
Perfect. Yep. They're gonna try and smash them. Oh, that's a failure as well.
Yeah.
I think you just take
You,
damage.
yeah, you
Probably.
don't smash. The lizard boys start like hitting you with shovels because that's what they have.
Yep. No, my one weakness.
Shovels.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, no, I think the golems right now are not armored, like they don't have a defense, so the shovels are doing more than they would have against the original golems that we fought, the 9 foot tall ones.
Yeah.
These guys are actually more delicate than they seem right now, so I think probably like one or two of them goes down.
Although actually, you can't armor them.
I can't armor them later.
No, because they have that infinite rebuff
Oh,
trait.
that's fine.
You are not
then.
allowed.
They don't need
That's
to.
the only upgrade there. If you have that
Mutually
upgrade,
exclusive with each other.
yeah. Well, with all other upgrades, it's either they can be infinitely regenerated or they can have
Or anything
upgrades.
else.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, that's fine by me.
it still works for these golems. Like you just have an infinite supply of expendable robots. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great.
No, it is. I'll just interesting. So I won't.
You can always
have
replace
to-
them with a different
I
minion
know.
pack later.
I
too,
just
Yeah, you can
so.
get more minions.
don't have to worry about minion upgrades then.
So, if narratively they were then hitting the witches, the snakes are still fine. The golems are in combat. Do the snakes get another roll?
Sure. Yeah, Snakes can take another action.
I
We're just gonna
think.
go around the horde and everyone takes turns doing actions. So, Kobold, I guess now we're actually at Golden Demons. Are you doing anything?
There's waiting.
They're
Their
just
job.
waiting?
They're
Yeah.
just waiting.
I'm not
Kobold
sure.
Conmen.
I think that each creature room generally gets a single roll. Like it's meant to more be weakening. The creature rooms, I think, and the traps and tricks are meant to be weakening the adventurers between the minion fights and our fight.
All right.
I
Well,
definitely agree.
the snake room went. Golden
Okay.
Demons are abstaining for this round. Kobold Conmen.
Kobold conmen, you just see them standing behind the door, squabbling like, did we do our job? Did we think we were supposed to do anything more? I don't see anything more that we can do. Maybe we should just peek our head out and see how it's going. They peek their heads out, they see the, like, little robot minions getting beaten by shovels. They quickly hold their heads back again and relock the door and say, I think we're good here.
All right. Witches.
Ooh, hang on one second. Where's the? Okay, it's just lock trapper trick. Yeah, I mean, lightning bolt. What else would they do?
Lightning Bolt is a great way to kill an injured adventurer.
Yep.
Is one of them injured?
The main guy's injured.
Oh,
he got
right.
lava
So-
snaked.
So he's 1 out of 4 health, right?
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so they're in focus 2. Oh, it's morale if you want an extra. You know what? Spending morale. Crit.
Ooh.
So I think that's 2,
just-
right?
I think a crit's 3 because a success is 1, a mixed success is 1, a success is 2, so a crit 3.
You just fry him?
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
He's fried. All right, Tommy's down.
Yeah, so the three witches are standing sort of in a triangle, and they just sort of point their staves in the middle, and an arc of lightning lances out and just fries Tommy where he stands.
One of the from the other room, one of the golems says, "Careful with that."
Yeah. So there's that. Now we got 2 hirelings.
And these guys only have 1 heart each, right?
Yes.
Got it.
The golems, I think so. The golems who definitely can't feel emotion are going to look down at so each of the golems are numbered 1 through 4, and as they die and get replaced, the number's going to keep going up. So the numbers are going to be the golem looks down at number 3. Number 2 looks down at number 3 and says, "Don't worry, I will avenge you." And then another one says, "We all will."
You're gonna blow one of them up?
Yeah, I think what happens is one of the golems. Actually, they're gonna activate. They're gonna activate self-destruct mode. If you played Power World, you know those birds who just start beeping and charging at you.
Yeah,
That's
they're filled with
exactly
lava.
what
They're filled with lava.
Yep, they're filled with lava, and they explode with lava once they're enraged. I'm gonna have them spend their morale right now
Good, all right.
to try and destroy these guys. I think in a way, if I get a full success or critical or something, I think that as soon as they're dead, the other one self-destructs deactivate, and that's how they're able to survive or something. As a pre-written narrative justification for them not dying on a success. Let's do it. Spending morale, smash, add an extra die. 4.
Yeah.
So I think 4 means I assume we take damage back and that kills them.
Yeah, they all blow up. They all blow up, but I do also think you melt 2 hirelings.
Perfect.
That seems fair. Yeah, so they...
Mixed success is 1 tick, or
I think a missed success is 1 tick plus a consequence, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so one of them's half
one
dead.
hireling is still up. Oh, right, and they're both.
Each
They will
hireling
have
is
1
1
heart.
heart, which is 2 health.
4 health.
Right,
So collectively, we still have 3 health of them to go.
right.
We need some clocks for these.
Oh,
have-
that's true.
They have counters on the tokens.
We cannot see those, but if
Yeah, we
you
can't see
can, that's fine.
I can.
If you can,
So one of
that's
them
good
takes 1 damage, is what we decided.
Yes,
Yeah.
enough. Yep.
And you're down
the golems.
The golems
The
are
golems are-
destroyed.
or bloodied.
The golems were already bloodied. Now
Oh, they're
gone.
already bloodied.
They
Yeah,
have
yeah.
self-destructed fully. And I think,
Golem's down.
yeah, one of them beeps in kobold language for like some death poetry.
Yeah. So
Is
you
it-
still have-
Is it nobler to have lived or have died with a purpose?
Yeah.
Just like slowly fades out.
Yeah.
I think as they hear the explosions, my kobolds are just running around to go like hide under rubble.
Yep, and then my golden demons, who I have named Autumn, Ariel, and Arwyn, Auryn.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
both they're all just sitting there like, wait, is there like a noise when the gas goes off?
And then they hear bombs going off.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna wait here. Yeah, we'll go wait here.
Excellent.
So I guess do we do then the pathing? Because officially they're in the fire snake room, so they would.
So they
then
come back out and then they'll
go
try to
Well,
go
there's
through
still
here.
witches in the
There's
fire
still
snake
witches. They're still
room.
fighting the
Oh,
witches.
the witches are still in there.
Though,
What?
yeah, they actually finished with the
Yeah.
fire snake room, but yeah, the party as a whole is technically still in that fire snake room.
So is the only way the witches get out of this to kill everyone or flee to like the stockpile?
Zen can decide how he portrays the witches. So if they want to fight, they can fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but narratively, the adventurers are stuck with the NPCs for as long as the NPCs are in the scene.
They're still they still have their combat screens on.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as these hirelings, do they have a passive or can they make a move?
Hirelings have fewer abilities. I'm not sure if they
Yes,
have
they have
any.
what they can make
One or
one
the other.
move or have a passive.
Ah.
Oh, I think their passive is like trap finding.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can't make a move. They just have a passive. They can't really like take an action, which makes it they're real bad at this. They're just kind of still in combat with the witches and don't really know what to do.
You all wait right there, dearies, while I charge up another lightning bolt. I don't know. What do they do?
I think actually because I have a feeling there's a rule in here where they can only invoke once,
Hmm.
and I may have just remembered that. I think I'm going to try to trick them into the snakes again.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Let me go check that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can only invoke once, and I'm going to make a note of that to remember for next time, if it's true. But anyway, trick, these guys are tier 0, so that's technically a bonus die, right?
We are
Oh,
tier 1 against
'Cause
their
it's-
tier 0.
okay, I'm looking at the pathing here. Combat isn't narrative. It's you gotta combat, you gotta roll, good, they continue on.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if that applied to minions or not. I wasn't sure. I knew it applied to creatures.
Yeah, it's talking, the minions begin station the guard posts, come out and ambush in the hallway. That's all the conversation there is, aside from combat roll and them continuing.
Well, I think
So
there,
I don't know how
I
that
don't think
means-
there's an extended multi-role narrative scene. It's more of a mini scene, I guess. So like if they didn't kill them, then they're automatically defeated, but if they're not dead, then they're still alive. I guess.
Yeah.
And defeated
Right,
is bloody.
okay.
So
Oh, so the witches are bloodied. So instead,
So these
they're
guys
going.
move on. Yeah.
They move on. They're gonna try to
Well,
squeeze through.
well, we can
The-
choose which room we want if we want them to try and get through the lock or not.
I don't want them to go through the
I don't
lock.
want them to either.
Protect
I
our
think
vehicle bay.
Okay,
That,
then
that makes the most sense for me. They begin squeezing through the tunnel very slowly. They're gonna make a roll see if
yes,
they
tier
tr-
1.
to trigger.
So-
See if they're gonna.
It's the trap that rolls, I believe. But you have trap finding.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna see if they find the trap. They do
They
find
do
the
find
trap.
the trap. They see the tripwire.
Yes.
Is it, do they
Probably
2
destroy
dice
it.
or take the lowest of the 2 dice?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they're
you're
tier
right.
0.
They're 2-0. Don't they?
But they have a passive which gives them a +1 die.
Oh,
Which
okay.
the first die would have been. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I kind of messed up. You're right. It would have been 1 die because they're hirelings.
But they
Either way, it
still
would have been
find
a
it.
set.
Yeah, they still find it. They continue to squeeze.
The demons are arguing until a head pokes out and they go,
Yeah.
"Ah," and then go,
Yeah,
Yep.
demon smash.
so smash. Their morale doesn't come back if we take them on a raid, right?
Yeah, you have to actively give them morale. You have to include them in your revelry. I'm gonna hate that.
Revelry. You're right.
Yes, you have to include them in it to regain the morale. So you gotta take them out to the poker rooms or something.
You know what? I'm gonna spend the morale because I don't want them getting bloodied before our raid. So... A 6.
Yep. We're just gonna say they smash them as they come out of the tube.
Which
So
means there's
one
of them alive at
one
one.
hireling gets through to us.
Yeah.
Yes, the 1 hit point hireling like crawls this way, bloodied and beaten up the stairs.
and then faces the 4
It's
of
like
us.
I imagine they'd look up, like literally crawling through the door with like a trail of blood on the floor. They look up and they just see the dark silhouettes of the 4 of us looking down at them. Yes, Sam?
I'm going to look at the 3 of you, lean down, and say, "This one survived. We shall keep him."
Ooh, I was considering melting him, but I like that idea.
Who knows what
Yeah.
secrets of the town this one could have?
I shoot
You're
him.
going. No.
Technically, okay, you have to try and kill him. Let's see how the roll goes, I guess, to kill him because he still has 1 hit point
Well,
left.
we because we're in the Sanctum battle now, right?
We are.
Yes.
So GM rolls engagement as soon as the adventurers reach the stairway. Engagement roll depends on how quickly the adventurers push through the dungeon, which
No.
with longer meaning a better engagement roll for you. And that sets the stage for the battle, determines the initial position. After the roll, rewind a bit, and the players narrate what their PCs were doing while the
Ah.
first floor was being cleared.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I'm good to follow that through fully.
So make the engagement roll and then retroactively.
I'd imagine we got a pretty good engagement roll because they were kind of up there for a while.
They were up there for a
Yeah.
while relative to the dungeon size, and they aren't exactly doing so hot.
No.
I mean, having the crawlway there automatically adds time
Yeah,
for
Mhm.
anything larger than
kobold
a-
size. Maybe a
kobold,
like
yeah.
a dwarf or a halfling could squeeze through fast. So
Yeah.
if we get an all dwarf party, we might have issues.
It was a
Oops, all
1d6.
dwarfs.
Makes sense for a
Uh,
slow, bloody battle.
No, higher dice is better for us. I mean, I think. Am I misunderstanding?
Yeah, higher dice is better. It's our engagement. Because if it's low, they catch us while we're in the middle of what we were doing.
So 2d6 then? And
Yeah.
we had a lot of time wasters on there.
I
Yeah.
would argue maybe 3. I assume it's between 1 and 3. So I would argue maybe 3 because they didn't blow through our dungeon.
You get a 5.
So it's just a normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Normal setup. He crawls his way up the stairs. He stands up. He dusts his shirt off. He's missing the back half of his tail. And he's really gripping that shovel.
And I think part of what that mix success is the conversation that we had went on. But the mix is we did not get onto the same page to agree with it before
Yeah.
he got here.
We're keeping him.
So-
no, we're not.
So I think, yeah, if we
Yeah, we're just
rewind, we're like,
bickering.
what do we do when we get adventurers? What do we do with prisoners? And we have this whole conversation. Nash is like, I would like to use them in my experiments. There's a lot of potential uses for live light dwelling folk.
We need to know more about the surrounding area. Keeping anyone alive with knowledge of civilization is a good thing.
Do we have to keep them alive
Want
the
to
whole
know where
time?
their loot is.
Alive enough to speak. After that, I don't care.
Wait, do we
enough for
understand
me.
what they say though? We don't
We
speak this
can-
thing. We play charades.
We can get enough information. Why do you have to complicate everything? Just go with it, man.
Yes, and
And
yeah,
then he
but
pokes his head out. And
but
I
if
shoot
there's
him
a-
anyways.
if there's a disagreement, there's like a roll off we do. I think. What's it
Oh,
called?
is there? Oh.
Yeah,
So many parts. Oh,
power
God.
struggle. It's called a power struggle.
Oh,
Look it up.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's great.
There's so many
It makes so
rules.
much
Oh,
sense for
dude.
like 4 different leaders of the dungeon to have power struggles.
Okay, where is Power Struggle rules?
74.
Thank you.
Start the struggle. Role play through the initial parts of the conflict, describing how how your PC tries to get their way. Choose an action and roll it. Compare results. If there's a clear winner, move on. If it's a tie, return to step 1 and narrate further. Winner narrates their win. Loser narrates their reaction.
They were
Okay.
bickering. So
In this case, then, I guess it's a matter of you notice Blank's arm come out holding a bow, getting ready to shoot, and you notice in time to actually potentially do something.
Blank, I swear
Don't
to
tell
the
me about-
holy greedy ghost that if you kill this kobold or you kill this little lizard man, I will come for you in real life.
But you know, did you dox him or something?
I have my ways. My dad worked for Nintendo.
Tell me about your arrows.
Okay. I would say that they're probably whatever standard issue we have. So wooden shafts for sure. And I think that most arrows I'm just trying to think of normal.
Historically, most
normal
arrows have sharp
iron-based.
Most
Yeah,
arrows
I'm thinking
historically
that
have
they would
sharp
be.
wooden points. Wood is
Wooden
the most. Yes. There's just less historical evidence of them
because
because
they
they're
wore
made of
away.
wood.
Yeah.
Because they're wood.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm going for what. Then again, how historical are these games? I
Stone.
think video
Stone would
games-
be super relevant for this dungeon.
Obsidian arrows made with the comb parts.
Oh, obsidian arrows, yeah.
Also, the lava. You could just like pour the lava into molds and crack it into.
All right. Apparently, we've talked ourselves out of metal-tipped arrows, and we have obsidian. Sorry.
That's fine.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was just trying
Yeah.
to actually describe the answer.
That's
I was trying to find a fair way of deciding.
I mean, I was trying to threaten you into not shooting him.
well, that'll come
So do we
before
get-
me. So
we
go for it.
Power struggle, or yeah.
It's just we would roll off, I guess. Hold on.
Yeah, everyone rolls. The best die gets to
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Whoever's
Everyone rolls
involved
their
rolls.
absent.
Okay. Oh yeah, whoever's
So
involved.
you
rolls.
try to threaten. I'm gonna knock the arrow out of the air with a chain. I don't know what
I'm
Nash is doing.
No, I'm not threatening.
I don't think in
No,
terms
you're
of
not.
reflexes she can do much. I think she's gonna try and see it coming. I think she's gonna try and scan the area to perceive that he's about to shoot.
How would that stop anything?
Not stop it, but like give. I guess it would be more helping, like
You weren't
giving.
in the conflict. It was kill or capture.
Well, you can assist.
No, you can assist, yeah.
Yeah,
You're just sharing the consequences,
Yeah.
which is
is assist a.
negligible.
I don't spend a stress to assist, do I? Or how does that work?
You just say you assist, but if there's a failure when you assist, you share the failure.
I'm good with that.
That's the risk.
I'm assisting. I'm keeping an eye on blank, and try to give you a bigger heads up to give a bonus to your roll.
Fantastic.
All right.
Beat a 6.
Let's see. No.
Nope. So yeah,
I
no,
will
you.
not do the six.
So
one
you fire
chain
the
will-
arrow, and the chain just snaps the thing out of the air and breaks it in half.
Yeah. And then I think another chain quickly follows it to capture the poor hireling, right?
Yep, holding him upside down.
So a quick invoke roll to that to see if you fail. Nope, you crit. He is hung upside down from the sanctum, is now a permanent fixture. Hanging
I would-
hireling.
I would suggest for an added bonus, gold drops out of his pockets, and I take it.
Just 1 gold.
Actually, looting is already a thing.
Oh
for
right,
this.
Yeah, it already
looting the
happened.
bodies is
Oh, is
a
it
part
okay?
of
Yeah.
recovering the adventurers' bodies. So
Yeah.
you could add an
Random
extra gold.
potion?
There should be a. Is it
You get a
more a
shovel?
matter of like
You-
this room is acting like a prison for him? So effectively, we don't need to have the prison room, but he is.
Yeah,
going to be stuck
he's
here, like-
secure.
Yeah, he's
I
secure.
like that.
He is
Yeah,
secure,
this
like
specific-
hanging upside down.
The
over
specific
the lava
prisoner
pit.
is secure. Yeah. Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
I think Nash
I want you to
glares
tell
at
me where the
Blank
gold was.
and says, "The next time you take action like that against our wishes, you're gonna regret it." And she,
I think.
Yeah.
I think Blank just kind of backs up and skulks away and goes towards the wall. If you could, emote anything, you sense major amounts of sulking.
Am I not that scary, guys? Just like he
Well, you
just goes,
saw what happened when you ran around saying you were a god in front of those idiot golems. They weren't
I didn't
scared.
say I
No one
was a
will ever be
god.
scared.
oh
I said,
no,
fear
you're
me.
plenty scary, but just not in the way you want to be.
Oh,
I might suggest a bath.
that'll make me less scary. Or
No,
more
it'll
scary?
be more tolerable.
I think the beard oil smells better than you.
Just a single little kobold tear. But it's washing away the gold spray paint that is basically his character skin, so it goes back to like normal cobalt color. He goes, okay, he just leaves, goes back to his little sanctum.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see what he's got on him.
Yeah.
Right. Shake, 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 shake.
And there's a few other bodies like scattered.
With
Yeah.
with metal like things, you can just like Magneto the money down out of his pockets.
And meanwhile, these hags are rifling through Tommy's pockets.
Yeah.
So what you're gonna get is +1 loot die to the next raid. It just gets folded into the loot cycle.
Sweet.
Okay.
And is that for all of us, or?
For
Yes.
each of us, I think. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's enough. It's fine.
Our
You're gonna get a +1 loot die.
let me check the definition of. Expendable means they still come back next downtime. They don't immediately come back, do they? I think it's
Correct. Next downtime.
So I see. I go find my golems and just and then I just go back to like their automatic like coffins and just press a button and they all start working, but they're not going to be ready for a while, so they're in the background just rebuilding them.
And now we're on to we have a couple things we could work on. We could either A, work on some factions, or B, plan a raid, but we don't have that much left, so I think we should probably
I think we probably
talk
do
about
factions.
some factions.
I think faction works best. Then we can decide who to raid of the factions.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have to fill out all of the factions right now. Just like let's get a couple down on paper, and then next time we'll start with a raid.
Well, we already have at least a location for one faction. We know there's a town nearby where those lizard boys
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah.
Do we have a faction sheet at all?
I don't see one. Oh, perfect.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
Ta-da!
this is probably gonna be tier 1 faction, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
wait, what is it? It's like 1
It's-
to 4.
Hold on, I'm gonna go pull it up.
Yeah, where I like how everything is bookmarked, but I don't like the layout of everything in this
Yeah.
book.
There's a
70.
lot
Gotta
to
have to-
look
This
up
has been really helpful.
in the first thing.
So the factions are going to be 76, 252, and 268.
252 explains how it works. Tier 0 targets are isolated without much chance of help coming and mostly lacking in defenses. So, like an individual hedge mage and their sprite buddies, a farmhouse with a few able bodied farmers, and a traveling merchant with a few workers. So, it's less than a dozen people. And then they go up from there. They explain what the,
Okay.
what the tier the targets and faction tiers mean.
So-
In general, though, those are talking about the raids at that point, if it continues on from that page. I think we want sandboxes. That's the thing that's going to talk to us about it. Here we go.
Faction tiers and targets 252.
Let's start with the tier 1 factions.
Where are we?
Oh wait, there's also tier 0 factions.
Sandbox creation.
Yeah, 0 to 4.
I have it here. The first thing we do under sandbox creation that we haven't already done is detail 2 or 3 tier 4 factions. These are the major powers with a big impact on the setting. It says 2 light factions and 1 neutral faction work best.
All right. So we just want to take turns with these.
Yeah, just do it
Well,
in.
yeah, we'll discuss them as a group.
I had one I wanted.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a tier 4 neutral faction, and it's the Lizard Wizards.
The Lizard Wizards. Yep.
There's the
Beautiful.
Lizard Wizards. It is
The Salon.
it is a in-game like faction.
Mm-hmm.
In-game faction.
Like none of them are
player
characters.
characters.
Like none of them are
Yeah,
players. I think
They're
you're
all
saying.
NPCs.
Oh, they're all NPCs. Got it. Okay.
Perfect.
If I
What?
can ever use this text tool.
Yeah. What makes them powerful major tier 4 on the island that we're on?
I think they cast the spells that keep something from the sea from swallowing this whole island up.
Ooh,
it's
yeah. It's a
the
floating
world serpent.
They keep the world serpent at bay.
Or
Yeah.
not just the island up. Like the island.
Yeah, it's a
apparently
floating
doesn't have-
island, but it's still
I've
floating
now
in the
decided
ocean.
the
But it
island
will just
doesn't
sink
have
into the
a-
ocean if That's how we got a floating island.
Yeah.
They are a world power. I can believe that.
Yep.
Even just politically, like they have ultimate threat. If you don't do what we want, we stop the island.
Makes them a target for us.
Yeah.
You
People
want
don't
this
know if
bitch
it's
to be
their-
Atlantis? This will be Atlantis tomorrow.
People don't know if it's their lizard tower or their wizard tower.
Yeah.
It's their gizzard tower,
Their
actually.
gizzard tower.
Yeah.
I like it. When we detail a faction, that's elsewhere, I believe. Players take turns establishing factions by finding interesting things on the map and detailing what faction occupies the area. The GM, when you establish a faction, give a detail or two about them, and the GM can ask a follow-up question or two to further flesh them out. Just stick to the broad strokes right now. Okay. So they hold up the island. I want to know where on the map they are. And I guess probably one more detail about how they interact with the rest of the, like...
Oh, found it. There's a
I'd
tower.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say that
And-
they're actually spread out. Like, they go wandering, so you can find one or two of them wherever quite easily. It's just a matter of, if you were looking for them in force, they'd be at the tower.
Yeah, this is where the
This is where their
floating
base...
ritual.
Yeah,
This
they
is where
just...
the floating ritual circle that keeps the island aloft that's manned by
The lizard wizards.
the lizard wizards at all times.
Perfect.
And I feel like even though they hold political power, they hold themselves sort of apart from the rest of the island.
Yeah.
Like they're a bit reclusive.
I think even the
Yeah.
other lizard people and other factions that might be of lizard people are separate from these people.
Well,
Yeah,
I like how
whether that's from the lizards, the wizards not wanting to associate, or from people just not wanting to piss them off.
Mhm.
Also, they live in the Gizzard Tower, so
The
there's
lizard
that.
wizard gizzard tower.
Lizard wizard
Um,
gizzard tower.
I appreciate the spelling wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
I also like how, just looking at this map, these look like major roads, right? Even though they could go across here, they
They
don't.
don't.
They don't.
They specifically go through the creepy
They go through...
forest.
Yeah.
You have to, otherwise the magic doesn't work.
Magic doesn't work.
They only travel by ley line.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we can flesh them out more later,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
let me switch you back to the faction. If someone else wants to,
I
So
think
we
I want...
needed two more light factions?
I want some kind of like colonial power, like some kind of
we're trying to come up with four
T-
tier
no,
4, right?
Three tier 4,
three,
and then the rest
tier
are 4.
Yeah, I think one of the big factions I think should be like a forward base or a colony here by a a powerful destination.
Oh, just call it. Just do it.
Okay. Let's call it.
Ooh, we should actually probably put the tier 4s down here because there's 3 right here.
Makes sense.
Oh, I do. Which
You want 'em at the
different word
bottom?
for nation
Yeah,
should
the
I
bottom.
use? Yeah, I agree. The higher tiers, or we could do higher tiers at the top.
What kind of theming do you want for are these religious people? Are these
I think these are going to be. Yeah, I think religious. I think I like the religious theme for this of a religious sort of former military conquering force still has that, but is now starting to transition into more commercial expansion. So kind of like I'm not actually super well versed in this part of history, nor most of it, but maybe Spanish inspired?
Thinking like Spanish Inquisition or like Spanish like
Like conquistadors.
I think
yeah.
so. Something like that, yeah.
So the army of God or something.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is
so it
like
could be
the
like a
in-game
hegemony or a
religion.
conclave or something. Like
Yeah.
I
I
was
think
gonna say like a crusade.
yeah, I don't think it's quite a crusade, or at least not an active one anymore. It was probably formed out of one. I like the in-game gods. I don't think we want to detail out the like major light in-game religion, but there probably is
Right.
one, and these guys are affiliated with it. So I'm just call it like the I like the conclave, and I'm gonna go jump like the conclave of light is what I'll call it for now. Um, and they have an outpost here that is like they're planning to expand. They're more people are migrating to the town. They're building up. They're settling here, despite the other people already here.
so they have a strong supply line to wherever they're from.
Yeah.
If they're continually
Yeah,
reinforcing.
that's why they're tier 4. I think a part of it. I think the other one detail I'm going to add is there's some kind of like specific like vision or religious mission specifically related to this island that the people here have.
Some type of cleansing or something that they must
It might be a
perform.
cleansing that they need to perform on the island. It might be like something about their religion, like if their dead god will return to life on this island somewhere, so they need to like watch out for them.
Okay, so there's some prophecy that's driving them here.
I think so.
Or-
And it's not even all of them, but some of the big shots, I think, are leading the charge to take this over. So, oh, you have it already detailed down below. Sweet.
Oh, they're the conclave of light, so their ruling like board is the Illuminati.
Yeah. I love it. That's my idea.
All right, so we have the Conclave of Light. They're
Is this the NPC or PC faction?
This is one of the PC affiliated. This is like gonna have a lot of quest givers for the PCs.
PCs can join this faction.
Yeah,
While the
but this
Lizard
isn't
Wizards
made
are
of PCs.
Yeah.
Right.
The Lizard Wizards are an exclusively NPC faction. The Conclave of Light has many people joining it because of exclusive classes and
Yeah,
stuff.
and like a reputation grind's probably involved.
Mm.
I assume then we'll want our other tier 4 faction to be like a
Light.
PC guild or like exclusively created and operated by PCs. I assume.
I'm making a tier 3 PC guild. I didn't want this one to be tier 4 because I thought it would clash with us too much too early. I saw our list of proposed names and saw Kill It With Fire, and I'm like, we are in a magma base. So I think that they very much want to be based out of where we are.
They want to take
They
over.
want our house.
We could make that a dark faction, like another like evil group who's jealous. But I also like the idea of light.
I like the idea of making them a light faction in this case. Yeah. And I'm thinking actually might want to even I'm gonna down them to tier 2 so that if we are interacting with them earlier, we're not immediately squished given that their main goal is mess with us.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Any other ideas for a big like?
I mean, I have a dumb idea for like a PC guild.
Oh.
Just tier 4 light. It's called BFG for Big Freaking Guild because that's how they get past the censor.
I like that. And it's just the guild that everyone joins because it's the guild that everyone joins.
They're the ones that put the recruiters at the starting area and just spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's just the player conglomerate guild that's effectively the adventurers guild is what it's going to end up becoming.
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
Okay. I dig it. we would need to figure out where they're based out of still, and we
You
could
want to
if
switch to the map for a second?
we're gonna be switching back and forth every faction is
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
one of the only thing the game says you have to decide is where in the map they're based on.
Yeah.
Let's detail where they're based out of afterwards, then, and just
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
do that.
Then.
yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, because we can always add more locations to the map if we need to.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Okay.
All right. So we got Kill with Fire. I'm adding the Quaint Village.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Here I could put big
oh, there's
freaking
no
guild
really
down
room for tier 0 factions on this list.
There's
So
only
it's
one.
not
It's the
There-
Quaint
oh.
Village.
here. Okay.
Okay.
I guess we don't need to actually include it as a faction if it's tier 0, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's useful to do.
Well, I'll mark
Well-
them on the map. We'll mark the Quaint
Okay.
Village on the map. So we can have them as a viable target. So yeah, you're gonna have a big freaking guild over here if you
Yeah,
want to fill
big
that
freaking
out.
guild.
Yep.
You can just type it in.
Alrighty. What size are you doing for the
Kill it with fire.
Kill
is
with Fire
a
is tier 2.
Yeah.
Size
size 26 font.
2L, I
26,
think. It's
thank
too
you.
light, you said, Marissa. So if you want to put 2L, you can.
Sure.
I just couldn't figure out a better way to note it. I'll tinker with it.
Okay. Do we want
Spirit
to go
of
back to our?
Necromancy?
Let's go back to our. If it's good with everyone, our original session 0 notes, our initial notes of things on the island. I think we made some notes of.
We did.
Here we go. We have hermit
We got-
crab people and giant satyrs. Okay.
Ooh.
Kobolds and goblins and orcs. Excellent. Okay. I've read what I need to read.
We have this the Spirit of Necromancy. We got is that a guild or a evil faction? A darkness faction?
This might help. If I can spell.
Spelling's been a challenge.
Basically, this is me giving GM permission, but I'm really interested in what caused the dwarves, and so I'm kind of wanting them to be a faction.
Oh, sorry, it's not necromancy. Let me fix that.
Please, what shall it be?
Industry. It's the
Perfect.
spirits of industry.
Spirit of industry.
The spirits.
What it honestly is within the game setting of the game, is the NPCs that have died, but they've glitched and they still move along their pathing and do the stuff that they're supposed
I
to do.
like it.
Oh
Ghost
my
in
god,
the
it's
Machine.
literally like zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the spirit of industry. They still carry out their duties with no intelligence behind them.
Perfect.
Sweet. Well, I came up with this name a while back, and I really like it. So I want to make the War Sisters a tier 3 faction.
Perfect. I'm adding a dragon as a tier 3 faction by itself.
Ooh.
Good. I like it.
Okay, I have a tier 1 faction, but I'll wait unless someone has an idea.
No, drop it in.
Yeah.
All right.
I just wanted lizard wizards. That's all I had.
Tier 1 light faction. I'm doing the Children of the Cobra ceremonies.
Beautiful.
Zen, you were adding a tier 3 faction. You said that was are the War Sisters light or dark or neutral?
They are light.
Okay, I'm gonna make the dragon dark. I think I don't want it to be just a dragon that sits in his cave, but like a dragon.
I mean, light and dark is literally what races are they, so.
That's fair, but I think in Wicked, it's also meant to be like.
Like,
what?
when I'm looking at here, good and evil aren't the best way to represent factions. Light
I
and
agree.
dark are.
But what I mean is, I
Yeah.
want Greymaw to be actively like a menace to the rest of the light factions, and they don't like him.
He's a bad guy.
What a neutral dragon would just sit in their cave and hoard treasure and like be a lot more passive, in my opinion.
So Smog,
But light or dark
During-
would act
yeah.
more.
Smog in the mountain, neutral. Smog attacking the town dark.
Yes. Yeah.
Smog throwing a party light.
Yes.
I don't know if I spelled menial right, but
So the War Sisters in my headcanon are a PvP based guild that they just grief everyone. They are the
Ah!
asshole gamers that you have to deal with that just keep killing you as you try to move along.
No!
Okay.
Okay, how does people spell denizens?
Denizen.
Thank you.
Greymaw the Dragon's also a slave trader who is worshipped by a bunch of NPC kobolds.
Of course it's.
Awesome. So glad that
If that's good.
I don't know
Side.
if who would buy slaves in this setting.
In my character's backstory, an evil necromancer went and bought slaves from the Dark Dragon, and my character was totally one of those slaves.
You should definitely put that necromancer on this list somewhere.
Oh, the necromancer was then killed by adventurers later. The necromancer's dead. But,
Oh, okay.
you know.
I guess. I mean, it's just like, I'm not gonna. Encountering Greymaw would be the only time we're going to be encountering slaves. Like, it's not a thriving industry.
No, it's not. I think it's more Greymaw's like, you serve me now, or I'm going to just kill you. So people say yes, until someone comes to buy slaves from him in exchange for more money. It's great.
Yeah.
That's how he grows his horde, by selling prisoners.
Rule the swamp by committee.
swamp by committee.
Anyone know how to spell committee? This thing keeps telling me it's wrong. Don't tell me how
So
to
much
correct.
spelling.
Change the last I to an E, I think is the first thing. That might be it, but I don't remember how many doubles there are. It might be all of those doubles, though.
I can't remember if it's 2 T's, but I know it's 2 M's, 2 E's.
Then I think it's 2 T's as well. I think.
Okay, we'll go with this.
Okay.
Yes, doubles of everything. I have made Pan the Satyr Lord, the leader of the giant satyrs.
Nice.
Is it a dark
It-
race or a light race?
He's dark, but only because he encourages revelry on each faction,
mm,
I think.
We
the-
have 3 dark
But again-
tier 3 things. That's way too many.
The
That's
question-
that's too
that's
many.
why I asked
Do
for
we need neutral?
there are supposed to be 2 light, 1 dark, 1 neutral. That's why I asked before I made my dragon dark, because it's going to be the only tier 3 dark.
Though again, with the races, the dark and light is just asking what language does it speak. That is the only real
Yes.
thing as to why we're picking.
But we still need to determine if it's dark or light and figure out what those mean later.
Well,
Right.
we can throw these down and then adjust tiers once we figure out what all we need.
Yeah, these are
Hmm.
mutable.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm throwing down the champions of the Claw Lord, who are hermit crab people.
Hmm.
Yes.
I'm throwing
thank you.
down a regular town. It is a tier 2 dark faction because it is a regular town.
I don't know what that means.
Regular town. There's something else going on with it.
I don't even know if that makes
know
it
what?
dark or just neutral, to be honest.
It's evil. There's an evil secret in this town. But
I
you
believe
won't know it.
Again, what language do they speak, though?
Oh, evil. They speak the evil language. They speak the dark language. But then when the dark characters walk in, it appears to be a regular town. But like that's what throws you off is that they are doing commerce and stuff. It's the like evil denizen town, but they're doing. But they're a dark aligned like regular town. Like they have shopkeeps and inns and stuff. But then the good guys still don't like them for some reason.
I'm making a tier 2, I think. Could be tier 1, though. PC run light faction, Crafters and Gatherers Guild. I'll
Seems
name
like a
it.
good
I'll
one
name
to
it
have.
later, but I think it makes sense for this.
I'll just put grabbing new shells.
I think they recklessly or let's go. Suicidally gather any resource. I know how these players tend to work. And I'm gonna say, despite their small tier, they have the best quality gear.
I feel like we can move forest denizens up to here as a neutral. Like a neutral tier 1.
I'm
Yep,
fine with
that
that.
works.
Yep, sure. Oh, I will do moving, of course. Never mind.
Okay.
And again,
So
we
we need,
want about 2 light, 1 dark, 1 neutral for all tier 3, 2, and 1, 1, 2, 3 factions.
Here,
Two light, one
I'll
dark,
put
one neutral.
neutral.
That's good.
2 light, 1 dark, 1 neutral.
We need a
Oh,
3
one
light.
So we need a light tier 3 faction.
Okay. We don't have a raiding guild yet, do we?
Yeah, the War Sisters.
War
I guess
Sisters
they're not
is not a raiding guild. I'm thinking of like world first competitive like live stream or raid attempts.
Let's do that with the 3 light then.
Yeah.
Okay. So like a progression guild basically.
Yeah, progression guild.
And we can
What name? I know we have some great names on the list here.
let me go look at them.
Right.
Again, many of my names were taken as inspiration from actual guild names.
And then calling out the Vanguardians, Brotherhood of the Brave, Pineapple Graveyard.
I love Pineapple Graveyard too much. I think
You want to
that
go with Pineapple Graveyard as the name?
What?
Pineapple
Knights of the
Graveyard
King.
is lots of real life video game names. Guild names have no meaning at all. They're just strange words put together. So I suggested Pineapple Graveyard.
Metal.
I guess we're in agreement then.
Sure. I'm fine with Pineapple Graveyard.
It's PG. It's fine. Passes the censors.
Yep. Okay.
Subtle
So
joke.
It's the Swingers Guild.
Oh no. Upside down Pineapple Graveyard.
yeah. Hardcore raiding guild. Always on. No. Uses a hacked third-party voice chat.
to get around the
Proximity voice.
roleplay.
Yeah, they get around proximity voice.
They use
illegally.
Discord.
They use Discord against the terms of service of this game, basically, because it's supposed to be like this RP guild. And I think I'm gonna say, tons of loot-related drama, because that also happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, having these on different pages is now suddenly very inconvenient. I thought it was being very clever by like setting these up so we could workshop them.
Okay, we
But-
can
Hey, go back to the other one real quick.
So we can screenshot it and just have
Yep,
names.
that's what I was gonna do.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Let's say when the screenshot's done.
Got it.
Okay.
Cool. Onto the sandbox.
Yep.
Do we want to place these over the week?
Yeah,
sure.
we're at time, so we'll place them over
That
the week.
works.
It's not a huge deal as to where they go, so I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah,
It will
right.
matter, but it won't be something we have to spend time on stream.
Yeah.
What was your question, Marissa?
do we need to do XP, or is that something that happens only at a certain point in the?
I think it's at the end
XP
of each
happens
session.
after your raid.
Oh, okay.
No, because this is if you played into X during this session, and for each you did this session. So I
All right,
think
let
it
me
is
ask: do we
during this
feel
session.
like we did enough to have experience this session?
I think
Well, let's answer the question and see.
yeah. I think we
We
can go over it real quick. It won't take long if it's no.
obviously didn't get XP for playing into Blood Eater going feral.
Right.
Right.
Did we make progress on our master plan? We
Not.
got a
eh,
dungeon
You know,
together.
Yeah, but I
No,
think
we-
that's
We got
what
that last
we all.
time, I
Yeah, we
think.
got that last time.
Okay.
The master plan step 1 is grow the horde. So did you grow the horde?
We got minions, which is actually
We did get minions.
explicitly written as part of growing the horde. So I would say yes.
Okay.
In the book, it mentions getting gold, but also getting minions and things like that.
Jumped into somebody else's dungeon scene. Not terribly.
Not particularly, yeah.
we were too overly concerned with rules and not scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, figuring out how to do that.
Yeah.
We'll get better at that as we go along.
Yep.
Absolutely. Acted like a monster.
I think we might have, most of us at least.
I think the power struggle counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we all partook in. Yeah, that's part of like being a monster. We can't really properly deal with conflict, but instead we just.
Okay.
I like it.
I probably take acted like a monster as in something that a human or a non-monster wouldn't do, and I can see a power struggle still happening, but I also think it's on the line.
I mean, we also were like, yeah, let's tie him up and think about the terrible things we can do to him, and I definitely, in the one scene, we had the opportunity to wanted to play my character like a monster.
Mhm.
I also technically threatened to set one of my friends on fire. Friends may be overstating it right now.
That's true. I threatened someone in character in real life. In character.
That's true. Yeah, you win that one for sure.
My dad works at
Um,
Nintendo.
Use your cure supply in creative ways. I don't think we had the opportunity to.
No.
No,
I
not
mean,
really.
magnetizing
You
a
did your
door by
chains,
using
yeah.
my locks.
Oh, yeah, actually, no, you're right.
That's using your noggin.
Yeah.
Blowing yourself up was not, but
Blowing myself up was using my minions in creative ways. That's
oh, I meant your flamethrower. You also blew that up.
that wasn't. Yeah, that was the snakes. The snakes decided to get creative. No, I think I am good.
And I think I will not take acted like a monster, but others are free.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So between now and then, we will refresh ourselves on the writing rules because we're
Mhm.
put factions on the map, and then we're gonna start next time with a raid. So we're gonna go talk about the whole planning process, or like where are we targeting, and stuff. And we do the raid, and then we're just gonna keep rolling with the cycle.
Yes.
Awesome.
But this is the filling out the map and tinkering with some of the faction like clocks for their goals and stuff
Yeah.
is really the only bookwork left. Drawing the dungeon's the hardest part. From now on, each piece of the dungeon's going to be a project by itself. So it'll be real easy to like bite size
Yeah.
refine the
It's
dungeon
huge
Now,
as we go.
now we hit the cycle. We've
Yeah.
like we've invented
Now we
the
can-
wheel and now we're spinning.
Now we can play the game.
Now we can
Now
play
we
the
can play
game.
the game. I do appreciate that they did filter in during the bookwork some pieces of like actually playing the game.
I think it was
But
well done,
oh god, so much bookwork.
but
I missed Duskfall.
it was
You
as
just
well
have to
done
do
as
this.
it could be. Part of it is that this is a game that none of us have played before, versus Blades, which I think all of us,
Yeah.
a lot of us had at least dabbled in, and some of us had played a lot more before, so we had more guidance that would help.
And the sandbox is already built.
And the
It-
sandbox is
yeah,
already
like-
built, and
Yeah.
honestly, I think this game does seem more complex than Blades mechanically as well. Not hugely, but a bit. But we'll
But
see.
I think it's thematically more complex though, because that's the dungeon crawly feel.
Yes.
part where there's like more fiddly boxes.
Yeah, and this is offloading all the GM work, as someone who's built many, many sandboxes before, onto the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, which,
Which
my
I
is
think
favorite
works
way to-
really well.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's my
Like,
favorite
okay,
way to
so-
do that work.
We're gonna go for now, so we don't review the game 2 sessions in. But as you can tell, thoughts are positive.
Yeah.
And we will be back next week, despite what I said last week. I mixed up my months, and an event that I thought was next week is in a month and next week. So, if the rest of you are, we'll be back next week.
Cool.
Then thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you then.